Fang Bing, who came to the moon, didn't spend much time in the high-speed cruising Quinjet. Instead, he left the fighter plane directly down to the lunar surface. There's one more thing he hasn't done. That is to try calling the wind and calling the rain. Can it be used outside the Earth? Or can it be used in space? On Earth, he can create such a powerful thunderstorm tornado. It is because there is wind, water, and electric ions in the air on the Earth. What about on the moon? Vacuum. Although there is no wind and no water. But ions are everywhere. So, Fang Bing is ready to take a look. Can a thunderstorm be summoned on the moon? Stand on the surface of the moon. Fang Bing launched the call for wind and rain. Really, he couldn't summon the wind, because there is no wind on the moon in a vacuum. But what surprised Fang Bing was, he drew some water droplets. Because he found out, there are still some water molecules on the surface of the moon. Although it can't make him gather into a torrential rain, it is no problem to condense some water droplets. After, he begins to gather ions. Moments later, a group of huge amounts of thunderstorms was summoned by Fang Bing. Wreaks havoc on the surface of the moon, although the power and scope are not on the same level as on Earth. But also very impressive. This made Fang Bing very pleased. Because he will definitely go to the depths of the universe if he has the opportunity in the future. Since this ability can be used on the moon, then what about Asgard, Sakaar or something like that? Definitely works too. After waving to let the thunderstorm dissipate. In 2009, I was ready to return to Quinjet for a rest. But he walked in front of the portal, but suddenly remembered one thing. He remembered the shock of electricity he got from the eel before. Now that I can use call the wind and rain to summon lightning and thunderstorms. That own electric shock, have you gotten stronger? Think here. He opened the system ability list to check it. The result disappointed him a bit. Electric energy shock is still only 7 levels. But when he casually released an electric current, hitting a boulder on the lunar surface, the result shocked him. Although the level of electric shock has not changed, but the electric current I send out now has become thicker and stronger. Originally, Fang Bing could only release electric current as thick as a bucket. And just now, the electric current split on the lunar boulder. But it is as thick as a large water tank. Fang Bing was pleasantly surprised. He released a few electric currents again, until the boulder was split into powder. To be sure, although the level of his own electric shock has not improved. But it really got stronger. And Fang Bing knew why the electric shock was enhanced. Because he feels it. Now every time it releases an electrical shock. The moment the electric current is emitted, it will automatically absorb the surrounding electric ions. This leads to the electric current that is originally thick as a bucket, instantly strengthened into an electric current as thick as a large water tank. This was a complete surprise. Fang Bing is now more interested in increasing the level of electric blast. He is going to go to the sea again when he returns to Earth. Be sure to find enough electric eels. Upgrade Power Shock to full rank. See how powerful it can be in the end, after the moon is done. Fang Bing opened the portal again. Go back to the villa directly. He was going to catch up on sleep like a salted fish. Just go to the sea again. As a result, he walked out of the portal. After arriving at the villa, Fang Bing thought of Wanda. Why didn't this chick call herself before? Aunt May knows that New York was hit by a thunderstorm tornado. He also cared about his safety and called himself. What about Wanda? Why didn't this chick call herself? How heartless. Then, he found Wanda in the practice room of the villa. Just wanted to condemn her. Who knew she met Fang Bing? He rushed forward and hugged Fang Bing's arm first. He shouted, I will obediently listen to you in the future, and I will never talk nonsense on the internet again. Can you give me back my mobile phone? I have been studying hard for several days. You know that I have been living without a mobile phone for the past few days. What day is it? Only then did Fang Bing remember. That slap finished Wanda. She received her mobile phone in the portable space. I kept forgetting to give it back to her. Have to. It seems that she is not heartless. It's because she doesn't know what's going on outside. But Fang Bing saw that she was not as serious about her mobile phone practice these days. I feel that I can't give her a mobile phone anymore. Just salt the fish by yourself. Wanda as the future Great Scarlet Witch. How can I salt fish with myself? Girl, keep working hard. If you behave well, I will pay you back in days and months. Fang Bing put down his words. Get rid of Wanda's entanglement. Turned his head and left. He felt that it was impossible for him to catch up on sleep at home today. So I decided to just go directly to the sea. He didn't actually need to sleep anyway. Supplementing sleep is just a life adjustment for a salted fish. Then, Fang Bing opened the portal, but when he was about to put away his phone and enter the portal, jingle bell. The phone rang. The call came from an unknown number. Fang Bing thought for a while and still connected the phone. Hello. Who is this? Mr. Magician, I'm Baron Strucker. Fang Bing listened to what the other person said. Just got it. It turned out to be a call from Hydra. But he was curious. Hydra has always been with him. I have always found it troublesome. Didn't bother Hydra. What is Baron Strucker looking to do with himself now? Before he could ask, Baron Strucker was the first to state his intentions. I heard that you got a scepter from Loki. I wonder what price Hydra will have to pay in exchange for this thing from you. Fang Bing listened. Understood. It turns out that Hydra has taken a fancy to the psychic scepter in his hand. No wonder. Originally this mind scepter. After the Battle of New York, it should have fallen to Hydra. They also study the psychic scepter. Activated super ability for some special people. Among them are Wanda and Pietro. Only. Now the mind scepter has been cut off by himself. Hydra has no chance of getting it, but they sure do, too. Loki has done everything with this scepter. Learn about the immense power of the psychic scepter. So it's only normal for them to be interested in this stuff. Only. Whatever the price Hydra is willing to pay, Fang Bing would definitely never agree to exchange their psychic scepter. Because, no matter how awesome Hydra is, it is also impossible to come up with something comparable to Mind Gem. This is one of the 6 infinite gems in the universe. How could Fang Bing give Hydra? Then, Fang Bing flatly rejected Baron Strucker's proposal. After hanging up the phone, he walked through the portal. Into the deep sea. Start swimming in the sea. Just this time, he uses the form of Exen. 9 duplications were recruited. Have them each wear biodetectors from Iron Man. Then 10 Fang Bing. In the midst of the sea. Go in 10 directions. Started another deep sea exploration journey. The other side. S.H.I.E.L.D. Captain America and Black Widow Natasha Romanoff receive a field assignment from the Bald Chief. The goal is to go to a cruise ship to perform a sneak mission. The two went to the cruise ship secretly, after successfully infiltrating. After a struggle, the task was quickly completed. But Captain America found out. He is accompanied by Natasha Romanoff on other secret missions. She secretly stole some information from the cruise ship behind her back. Exists on a U-disc. Captain America questioned Natasha. I feel that teammates should not hide from each other. Because he believes that concealment will lead to a crisis of trust among teammates. Want Natasha Romanoff to tell you about the secret mission. But informed by Natasha Romanoff. This is the task assigned to her by the Bald Director. Then, after returning to the space carrier, Captain America found the Bald Chief, questioned the matter. But the Bald Chief didn't tell him the whole story. This frustrates Captain America, but Captain America had no idea. After just one day, he's in his house. I saw the Bald Chief who was seriously injured. Turn out to be Natasha Romanoff's secret mission from the Bald Chief. It is to investigate the hidden forces inside S.H.I.E.L.D. And that yacht. It was the clue that the Bald Director had finally found. Only, to the surprise of the Bald Chief, he's only just started investigating. He was immediately targeted and assassinated. If it is not fate, it's burped now, after the Bald Chief escaped. Thinking about it. People who think S.H.I.E.L.D. He can't trust anyone. The only way to find Captain America is someone who will never betray him. Then, he fled to Captain America's house with his wounds. Handed that USB stick to Captain America. Then he left and hid to heal his wounds. After that, Captain America joins Natasha Romanoff. View the data in the U-disc. Follow the clues along the way. It ended up in an abandoned underground base of S.H.I.E.L.D. in New Jersey. I met Dr. Zola, who has turned into artificial intelligence. Got it from Dr. Zola. S.H.I.E.L.D. actually has half the members now. It's all Hydra. And Hydra is on a secret mission. It's called Insight Project. Build smart space-based weapons. Wipe out the Earth. All potential threats against Hydra. The abandoned underground base of S.H.I.E.L.D. exploded. It turns out that this underground base is just a trap. In order to attract Captain America and Natasha Romanoff to the door. Then kill them. But Captain America and Natasha Romanoff still escaped under the protection of the protagonist's halo. They follow Dr. Zola's words, investigate Hydra inside S.H.I.E.L.D., and stop Hydra's Insight program, in the sea. Fang Bing and the 9 duplications have been wandering around for a long time. It was almost dawn on the sea. They have to ride a shark. Gotta ride a turtle. Others went straight into the belly of the whale. I have been looking for traces of electric eels. Search and search. I have been looking for it for a long time. But have been unable to find. Fang Bing began to think. How to find electric eels more efficiently, he was thinking. An electric eel. Do you have any hobbies in life? Easier to find in certain terrains. Just thinking about it. He suddenly realized a misunderstanding in his thinking. The sea is so big. Why do you have to be so stupid that you ran into the sea to catch electric eels? This thing seems to be raised as a pet, right? Although extremely uncommon. But Fang Bing vaguely remembered. It seems that some people are not afraid of death. Dare to keep this thing as a pet. So, since someone raises it, someone must be selling it, right? Think here. Fang Bing recalled the duplication directly. Open the portal and return to the villa. It was already another morning. He is free from Wanda's entanglement again. Get into the sports car parked at the door. He left the villa with the roar of the engine. He was going to start looking for it from a pet fish store in New York. Fang Bing looked at the map in advance. At this moment, he drove towards the first address closest to him. Half an hour later, Fang Bing found a place. Get out of the car and go in for a walk. But there was no trace of the electric eel. I asked the owner of the pet fish shop again. The boss said something like electric eels, too dangerous. Accidents will happen if you are not careful. His shop dare not sell. Fang Bing asked again. Does he know where to buy it? The store owner still shook his head. As far as the store owner knows, this thing is generally not specially bred by anyone. They are all occasionally caught by fishing boats from the sea. Only then will they be picked out and sold to pet fish shops. It's totally a no-brainer. Even they want to buy also depends on luck. Because no one knows when the fishing boat will catch the electric eel. After Fang Bing heard the news, sighed, a little helpless. I thought it was not that simple, but it was also a useful clue. Wait until all the fish shops are transferred. If you can't find a sufficient number of electric eels, then try your luck at the pier. See if there are any newly landed fishing boats selling this stuff. Then, Fang Bing left this pet fish shop, headed to the next place. Finally, after finding 3 pet fish shops in a row, Fang Bing found a shop that sold electric eels. There are 24 electric eels here, only. The fish tank where the electric eels were kept was tightly sealed. Feeding or touching without permission is not allowed at all. A warning sign warning of the danger of high voltage is also posted on the fish tank. Fang Bing looked at the situation. I know I can't go whoring in vain. Then, he threw out 2 stacks of cash directly. Settle the store owner. Let the store owner obediently open the fish tank by himself. Fang Bing took out the fish food prepared in advance. Throw it in. In a minute, the system mechanical prompt sounded. Congratulations, you have obtained electric shock IV4. Congratulations, you have obtained electric shock LV4. Congratulations, you have won electric shock 3. The electric eels in this store provided Fang Bing with a total of 6 electric shocks. But, even adult electric eels, the highest level is only 4 levels of electric shock. And Fang Bing's electric shock level is now level 7. That is, if he wants to upgrade to level 8 electric shock. It is necessary to draw 8 4-level electric energy shocks, and synthesize 1 7-level electric energy shock. Then integrate upgrade with the existing 7-level power shock. To be promoted to level 8. If you want to upgrade the electric shock to level 10. Then he still needs 56 levels of electric shock. At least a few hundred electric eels are needed. To get a sufficient amount, the task is heavy. Fang Bing finishes feeding an electric eel at this pet fish shop. I rush to the next one. After an hour, Fang Bing has found another pet fish store that has electric eels. After repeating the old trick, he successfully obtained 7 4-level electric energy shocks and 2 3-level electric energy shocks again. After integrate upgrade, his electric shock has finally reached level 8. But Fang Bing has no plans to stop now, it's boring anyway. He is ready to continue, even if I run the pet fish shop in New York today. He also needs to upgrade the power shock to the full level. Keep going. 3 hours later. Congratulations, your electric shock has been upgraded to IV9. Continue. Another 5 hours passed. Fang Bing counted. I'm already only 3 levels away from level 4 electric energy shocks to be able to rise to level 10. That's nearly an entire day's time. He has visited almost every pet fish store in New York. Now there are only 3 families left. Fang Bing felt that victory was in sight. Now there just needs to be one store that carries electric eels. He can almost upgrade the electric shock to the full level. The engine roared. He quickly arrived at the first of the 3 stores. This is a pet fish shop on the corner of the street. Entered the door. It is convenient to see the electric eels swimming in the fish tank in the store at a glance. Can't help but be overjoyed. Boss, open the fish tank? Fang Bing threw out 2 more stacks of money. Said to the shop owner. The boss is a middle-aged bald man. Playing games. Hear Fang Bing's words, he didn't even look up. I also didn't see the money Fang Bing threw on the counter. Impatiently ready to refuse, at the moment. Sudden. Fang Bing feels sick all over. It feels like something is going to happen. He's never felt like this before, although he didn't know what was going to happen. But he knew it would never be a good thing, then. He decisively stretched out his finger. Prepare to open the portal and leave here. But, the next moment, the pet fish shop exploded. Crushed. Completely disappeared on the ground. Left on the ground. There's only one big hole left. Tens of seconds ago. Enter the SHIELD helicarrier. Baron Strucker is standing in the command center with Gideon Malik. Report, sir. The target is locked. The space-based weapon is ready. Baron Strucker holds a glass of wine. First, he nodded to the technician operating the space-based weapon. Attack order confirmed. Then he raised his glass to Gideon, who is also the leader of Hydra. He's dead, the Loki scepter is ours, and the pair of super ability siblings are also ours. Gideon, on the surface, is a member of the World Security Council. Actually one of the heads of Hydra, he smiled. Raise a glass with Baron Strucker, this moment. Both looked very relaxed and happy, because the helicarrier already belongs to Hydra, although something went wrong with the Insight plan. But it worked too. Captain America with Natasha Romanoff et al. Want to raid the helicarrier to disrupt Project Insight. But he was subdued by the superpower brought by Gideon. It has now been locked up. Although, Captain America they successfully destroyed the intelligent tracking system of space-based weapons. But it doesn't matter. Now, space-based weapons have been completely controlled by Hydra. An intelligent tracking system. Technicians only need 2 days. It can be rebuilt. At that time, all enemies of Hydra will be wiped out instantly. And, although space-based weapons cannot automatically find the enemy for the time being, but technicians can also lock it manually, eliminate single target. So, Hydra chose to kill Fang Bing first. Although, they were very polite to Fang Bing before. But then it was because, I feel that I can't kill Fang Bing with my own strength. Think Fang Bing as a usable object, but now, their Insights program was a success. The power of space-based weapons is unmatched. And Hydra's space-based weapons fire more than metal shells. That up. Chitauri alien laser energy cannons were also used. Once launched, metal cannonballs fired into the Earth from outer space. Under the action of gravitational acceleration. Unrivaled power. Enough to smash everything. Not to mention, it fell with the metal cannonballs. And Chitauri's energy laser cannon. Double attack of physics and energy. Hydra does not believe that anyone can survive such a powerful attack. They estimated. Even Hulk. It is also impossible to survive such an attack. There are many reasons why Hydra wants to get rid of Fang Bing. First of all, Fang Bing is unwilling to trade Loki scepter with them. But the Loki scepter is Hydra's inevitable treasure. Then, Hydra was recently discovered. It was taken from them by Fang Bing before. The boy named Pietro. It's already awakening the ability. This means, the brother and sister rescued by Fang Bing. It is indeed different from ordinary people. It is indeed a super ability. That's a completely different situation from before. Before Hydra wanted to befriend Fang Bing. Don't pursue the matter of the Wanda siblings. It's because they themselves are not sure whether the Wanda siblings are super ability users. And now it's confirmed. The value of the Wanda siblings in the eyes of Hydra has increased rapidly. And want to get Wanda siblings again. Then Fang Bing the magician. It is the biggest obstacle in front of Hydra. After a few minutes, a pet fish shop destroyed by a space-based weapon. In the big hole left, there was a roar. What the hell? Lao Su's electric eel. A few minutes ago, the moment the day-based weapon attack came, Fang Bing subconsciously activated the super ability of traveling, completely immune to the strongest physical damage of space-based weapons. But the energy damage from the explosion. There is also the Chitauri alien energy cannon attack that Hydra attaches to space-based weapons. Fang Bing is not immune. I can only resist this wave. Fine. Where space-based weapons are most powerful, it lies in the continuous gravitational acceleration from outer space. Attacking extremely fast metal cannonballs, that thing can be said to have the power to destroy the world. Fang Bing felt uncomfortable before. Premonition of threat. That's it. If you really get hit, maybe the body was directly evaporated. And the Chitauri's alien energy cannon, although powerful enough, but that thing is laser energy, shoot down from outer space. On the contrary, it will reduce the power. It will not be affected by any gravitational acceleration. So, Fang Bing resisted the attack, although half of his body was bruised. But his self-healing ability has now reached level 9. A level with the previous abnormal version of Deadpool. Coupled with his super strong physique. Even stronger than Deadpool. You can't die if your head is broken, so. Not long after being attacked, Fang Bing quickly self-healing. Although the injury is self-healing, pain cannot be avoided. This made Fang Bing very unhappy. But the physical pain passed quickly. Things that make Fang Bing even more upset. It's because I finally have to upgrade these few electric eels. It's all gone now. The entire pet fish store has been vaporized. That store owner who plays games, not even a hair remained. The same goes for the electric eel in the store. All gone. This means, Fang Bing wants to upgrade the power shock to the full level. I have to go to other pet fish stores to look for it. Although Fang Bing was very angry. But now I can't take care of looking for other pet fish shops for the time being. Because he was thinking about who would dare to attack him. He can even attack himself with space-based weapons. Soon he roughly determined who the enemy was. Hydra. 80% is Hydra. Before that, Baron Strucker just asked himself for a scepter. I didn't give it myself. He turned around and was attacked. Who else could it be? But, could it be Ebony Maw too? He now has 2 space battleships, if you stare at yourself on the Earth. It is also possible to use warships to attack themselves directly in space. But obviously Hydra is more likely. Even if Ebony Maw has reached the Earth. That is also unfamiliar. How could it be possible to find myself accurately in just 1 or 2 days? So, Fang Bing has basically confirmed it in his heart. That's what Hydra did. That being the case, he had already guessed that something had happened to S.H.I.E.L.D. Because since Hydra dares to attack itself with space-based weapons, that shows that the bald director has lost control of the situation. Whether or not S.H.I.E.L.D. still exists is a matter of debate. Even if Hydra is in power, nor should they have space-based weapons. Fang Bing still remembers. Project Insight was originally intended to attack targets using the helicarrier's onboard weapons. Now it is upgraded for space-based weapons. This explains this little butterfly by Fang Bing. It also affects the development route of Hydra on the side. It can be seen from this. The original plot development has also become beyond recognition. Because of Hydra's Insight program, it was originally a failure. Will be spoiled by Captain America and Natasha Romanoff. But now, the Insights program was clearly a success. Otherwise, it is impossible to use space-based weapons to attack oneself. Subsequently, Fang Bing understood that Hydra was attacking. He realized it. Both Wanda and Pietro are in danger now. Because since Hydra dares to attack itself, then he will definitely not let go of this pair of super siblings who he snatched from them. Think about it. Fang Bing, who has completed self-healing. He reached out and opened the portal, walked in. A few minutes ago. Before Baron Strucker ordered space-based weapons to attack Fang Bing. The 2 teams of Hydra have been lurking and surrounded respectively. Pietro's house for rent and Fang Bing's villa. Lurking around Pietro's rental property, it is led by a superhuman named Guerra. Surrounded by Fang Bing Villa, it was Winter Soldier Bucky leading the team. The order they received was to bring back Wanda and Pietro. Blockers shoot to kill. Then, wait until Baron Strucker on the helicarrier gives the order. Space-based weapons were fired. and after declaring that the target has been eliminated. Both Hydra teams received the signal to move immediately. Then, Guerra leads the team directly into Pietro's rental house. I found Pietro, who was still playing tricks on the bed. "Who are you?" Pietro's female companion asked in horror. But he was directly beaten to death by Hydra soldiers. Pietro saw the uniform the intruder was wearing. Recognized immediately. It was these people who once captured him into the underground base for experiments. Understand that these people are Hydra. They found themselves again. Then, Pietro couldn't care less about the grief of his dead girlfriend. Just run away. Disappeared in an instant. Boom. Hit the wall. Rubbing his head, he just stood up. He was determined to take a good look at the road this time. Must run out to find Fang Bing for help. Then. There is no more. Pietro couldn't move. It was as if the body was being manipulated by someone else. Then there was a pistol hanging in the air on top of his forehead. He was so scared that he didn't dare to struggle anymore. Then, he was directly hit in the neck with an anesthetic injection. Put it in a box and carried it away, and a few hundred meters away. Wanda was working hard in the practice room of the villa. Try to be nice, so that Fang Bing can return the phone to her earlier. Suddenly she heard movement outside the villa. Someone is knocking on the door. Bang, bang, bang. Hit the door hard. Wanda realizes something is wrong. The door slammer. It can't be Fang Bing or Pietro. It's an intruder. Wanda hurried to the window. Looking downstairs, there is a man with a metal arm, leading a troop of soldiers in Hydra uniform. Surrounded the villa. Now it is hitting the gate of the villa with a small battering ram. After hitting it a dozen times, it didn't break open. Another plasma cutting machine was pulled out. Started trying to cut the door lock. Wanda realized. You can't let the other party go on like this. Otherwise this vibranium villa could not be stronger. Over time, gaps will be opened, she learned from Fang Bing. Vibranium is pretty solid though, but it is not absolutely indestructible. And she sees it now. The plasma cutter in the opponent's hand. It is slowly melting the gate of the villa, although estimated at their speed. It will take at least 10 hours to get in, but Wanda was never the type to be a coward. She is in the villa, although did not go out. But it uses the form of icon. Several duplications were recruited in an instant. Appeared beside the man with the mechanical arm outside the villa. Collectively used mind control on him. Seeing this, other soldiers quickly shot at her duplication. Or step forward to punch and lock the throat. But none of them can attack her duplication, because the duplication of the shape of icon is just an illusion. As long as she doesn't take the initiative to let them condense and physically attack others. Then other people's physical attacks can't hit her duplication. After a few seconds, Wanda felt that she had easily controlled the man with the mechanical arm. And gave him an order. Let him kill those other soldiers. Then, there's a fight outside, crowded. Watch the interlopers fight each other. Wanda watched for a while. I'm glad I didn't go out in person. Turn out to be. This group of soldiers outside, including the man with the robotic arm. None of them are ordinary people. Look at their punches and kicks, they basically have the strength and physique of Captain America. They are all Hydra's super fighters. Wanda has just awakened super ability not long ago. She doesn't have much confidence. Can deal with so many super soldiers at the same time. Wanda took back the duplication. He began to lie comfortably on the window watching the battle outside. She found out. The man with the mechanical arm controlled by himself. Obviously stronger than other super soldiers. And it also has a mechanical transformation arm. Strength to crush those ordinary super soldiers. Even with more than one enemy, it barely survived. Fang Bing walked out of the portal, when it appears. Already inside the villa. Appeared behind Wanda. Looking through the glass while lying on the window. Wanda watching the battle outside. Fang Bing breathed a sigh of relief. Reach out. Snapped. Feel good. Wanda got slapped somewhere. Jumped up suddenly. Turning his head, he realized that it was Fang Bing who had returned. His face turned red, but then she recovered. Start showing off to Fang Bing. You are finally back. Hydra sent a team of powerful soldiers to catch me, but I controlled it. Only then did Fang Bing look outside. Saw Winter Soldier Bucky fighting Hydra super soldiers. You took control of Winter Soldier? Good, progress. Fang Bing praised. Wanda heard Fang Bing compliment her. I almost jumped up happily. Then give me back my phone. Fang Bing thought about it. After all, she is such an adult. Confiscating her mobile phone is also inappropriate. And there is an emergency, and she can't contact herself without a mobile phone. So I still recruited the mobile phone from the space. Give it back to her. Then. Fang Bing ignored the joyful Wanda. Go straight downstairs. The door of the villa was opened. Now. For Fang Bing. A Hydra super soldier of this level. Can no longer be called an opponent, it can only be called miscellaneous fish. He pushed open the door of the villa. In order to test the electric energy shock that he had just upgraded to level 9. He shot with all his strength. Stand at the door. Before those Hydra super soldiers rushed towards him. Lightning flashed around him instantly. Zilla. 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 9 large water tanks thick electric current. Simultaneously appeared like a thunderbolt, hitting the Hydra super soldier. And everyone within Winter Soldier Bucky. All smashed with one blow. All down. One by one was completely dark. Shaped like Coke. Fang Bing was very satisfied with the power of this blow. Originally at the 7th grade, he can only release electric current as thick as a single large water tank. Up to level 9 now. Even group attacks are electric current as thick as a large water tank. Fang Bing stepped forward. Take a look at Hydra's super soldiers. It turns out that they are really strong. None of this is dead. But he was just about to die with his last breath. Fang Bing hurried to take advantage of the heat. Each of them was fed a jelly bean. He took the stick and stabbed it down again. Then he nodded in satisfaction. At this time, he just remembered that there is also a good friend of Captain America. Winter Soldier Bucky. Think about it. Still ignored him. Although Winter Soldier Bucky is controlled by Hydra. But he came to attack his villa. Also want to take Wanda. Fang Bing is not so good-tempered, so be it. The most Fang Bing can do is not to give him another knife. The Winter Soldier has to survive. It's his fate. Can't survive. Bad luck for him. Even if Captain America knows by then. I can't blame myself. Then Fang Bing turned around and went back to the villa. Start taking stock of the 9 abilities you just acquired. Congratulations on obtaining Super Physique IV6. Congratulations on obtaining Super Melee Combat V5. Congratulations on obtaining Super Physique IV6. 9 people. Fang Bing got a total of 4 Super Physiques. All are grade 6. Fang Bing's current physique is level 9. Only 8 6-level Super Physiques are needed. You can integrate upgrade to level 10 Super Physique. Got 4 now. That is, there are only 4 6-level Super Physiques. It's time to upgrade. After returning to the villa, Wanda jumped up excitedly. Cool. You must teach me this trick. Wanda looks through the window. I saw the scene where Fang Bing showed his might. Excited. Have you forgotten that you have a younger brother? Fang Bing glanced at her and said. Wanda froze. Pietro. Ah, Pietro. Let's save him, he must be found by Hydra. She woke up like a dream. Only then did I remember. Since Hydra came to her, that Pietro must be in danger too. Fang Bing patted her on the head. Let her calm down. You stay at home, don't open the door to anyone, I will rescue Pietro. Finished. Fang Bing opened the portal leading to Pietro. Walked in. When he walked out of the portal, immediately came under heavy fire. Fang Bing took a closer look. It turned out that I came to a Quinjet. At the moment, it is flying to the space carrier. And Pietro was locked up in a box on the plane. Fang Bing ignored Pietro first. Instead, he looked around. He found that he was attacking himself on the plane. Also several Hydra super soldiers, but the leader of the team was a stranger. Using psychokinesis to rig a gun and try to attack itself. Zilla. Several electric currents with the thickness of large water tanks were shot out. Fang Bing already has experience. The electric current impact used against the Hydra super soldier. There was only one breath left after electrifying them. Convenient for self-feeding. And that alien with psychokinesis. Fang Bing was afraid that he would be electrocuted to death. Only a small amount of electric current is used. Want to knock him out, but did not expect. The alien reacted very quickly. The instant the Fang Bing electric current is issued. Just used psychokinesis to move a large box on the plane to the front. Block Fang Bing's electric current impact. Fang Bing snorted. I feel a little surprised. Originally, he thought that this person's psychokinesis should not be very strong. But now it seems. Still somewhat level, then it can't be killed. This is baby. Fang Bing didn't need electric shocks at all. Shunbu rushed up. In an instant, he came to this strange person. He reached out and hit the back of his neck. That stranger. Only a shadow was seen. Not yet in time to activate psychokinesis again. He was knocked unconscious by Fang Bing directly. Then Fang Bing ignored him. Go ahead and feed the jelly beans to the Hydra super soldiers first. Otherwise it will be too late. He died before drawing the ability. That would be such a waste. In a minute. The mechanical prompt that the system has successfully obtained the ability list sounds again. Fang Bing drew the abilities of 8 more Hydra super soldiers. Congratulations on getting proficient in firearms V8. Congratulations, you have obtained Super Melee Fighting LV4. Congratulations on obtaining Super Physique IV6. 8 Hydra super soldiers have just finished drawing their abilities. They all died. Fang Bing also successfully drew 3 Super Physique IV6 again. Now, he just needs to get one last. Then you can upgrade your Super Physique to the full level. After that, only then did Fang Bing return to the stranger who had been knocked unconscious by his own. Looked at his face. I feel like I have an impression. Think for a while. Just thought of it. This guy seems to be the subordinate of the Hydra leader, right? It was the one who later brought back the Hive, the god of Hydra, from outer space. Hydra named Gideon. Good guy. Looks like more than one head will be cut off. Fang Bing laughed out loud. Pinch the stranger's mouth open. Poke the jelly beans down. Then wait for the system prompt to sound. After a while, the system prompts that the ability list has been obtained. Guerra Psychokinesis IV6, he has the powerful ability to control matter through his mind, and he can attack, defend, fly, and control things through power. Super Melee Combat LV5, he possesses many melee combat skills beyond ordinary people. Proficient in firearms LV6, he is very familiar with all kinds of firearms and can give full play to their power. Aircraft piloting skills IV5, he can skillfully fly various types of airplanes. Cha-Cha Dance LV9, his proficiency in Cha-Cha Dance is unrivaled, and he can dance to the music at any time. 0. Psychokinesis is really good, it's one level higher than what Fang Bing has now. Others' ability Fang Bing didn't bother to read more. Extract directly. Anyway, if you fail to draw, you can throw it into the submarine prison. Feed slowly. Congratulations on obtaining Psychokinesis IV6. One hit. 1. Fang Bing is very happy. The ability of psychokinesis is still strong after all. It's just that his level was not high before. There are only 5 levels, so usually only used for flight. But after actually being strong, both attack and defense are very strong. After getting the ability of this alien, Fang Bing was too lazy to keep him for dinner. He directly pinched his neck. Cutting the weeds does not remove the roots. The spring breeze blows and gives birth again. Since it is useless, I can only die. Take out all enemies on the plane. Only then did Fang Bing rescue Pietro, who was locked in the box. Use the healing ability to help him get rid of the side effects of the anesthesia. Then he woke him up with 2 slaps, no nonsense with him. 0. Open the portal and kick him back to Vibranium Villa. The reason is too lazy to manage Pietro, or because this guy is too useless. Possess such a strong super ability, not seeking to improve at all. Indulge in the heap of women every day, as long as he exercises more. It's been so long, with his super speed. No one will be caught either. Close the portal to the villa. A new portal was opened again. Walked in. When walking out, arrived on the helicarrier. He has been here before. It was Nick Fury who brought him up at the time. He traded vibranium for an obelisk with Terrigen mists inside. This is his second time here, him this time. He's not here to be a guest, but come for destruction. When Fang Bing stepped out of the portal, found in an empty warehouse on the helicarrier. This is where he used to convert the vibranium for the bald chief. Randomly electrocuted a guard. Fang Bing launched super hearing. The search for Baron Strucker begins, soon. He found his purpose. Open the portal again. Walked in. When it reappears, already arrived at the command hall of the space carrier. Appeared in front of a stunned Baron Strucker. Baron Strucker froze with his red wine glass. You didn't die? Fang Bing smiled. Did not speak. An electric current as thick as a water tank hit him directly. Electricity turned it into black ash. It's done. Cut off a head. Fang Bing ignored another Hydra leader, Gideon, who was still standing aside. Because he just got here, has been found. Gideon is fake. Precisely. That's not a person at all. It's just a projection. Gideon himself does not know which underground base is hiding in Hydra. He just sent a psychokinesis to assist Baron Strucker. Didn't come in person at all. Fang Bing regretted killing that alien just now. Otherwise, might be able to control him with a psychic scepter. Ask about Gideon's whereabouts, but it doesn't matter. Since you provoked him, that Hydra is doomed. S.H.I.E.L.D. has a total of 3 helicarriers. At the moment it has all been occupied by Hydra. Inside S.H.I.E.L.D. half of the original members were loyal to S.H.I.E.L.D. But when Hydra launched a long-planned rebellion, many S.H.I.E.L.D. agents were killed by sneak attacks. And those who survived by chance also escaped the bases of Helicarrier and S.H.I.E.L.D. long ago. Hidden. So, now there are 3 space carriers in the sky. All of the above. As long as you can move freely. All Hydra. Clearing one by one is a bit tiring. Although Fang Bing of Salted Fish wants to destroy Hydra. But I am too lazy to kill them one by one. Then. He stood in the command hall of the space carrier. In the presence of the circle of Hydra who were still attacking him in vain. 3 portals were opened in succession. Come out and cheer up. The first person to walk out of the door was Xiao Huang, who hated him. From the second door comes Sergeant Kiri Amber, a warrior of Extremis. Out of the third door are Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive. 10 minutes for you, all rebels above the holy light. With Fang Bing's order, the massacre began. Hate Shalwang's physique is comparable to than the Hulk. Rampage. Punch a kid. Indestructible. The Chitauri alien energy gun obtained by Hydra can't do anything to it. Extremis warrior Mr. Kiri Amber. He is even more unbeatable Xiao Qiang. A spit of fire can burn groups of miscellaneous soldiers to death. Not to mention Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight. As the 5 Obsidian generals who cross the universe. They have never seen such a weak opponent before. Kill Hydra. More like mowing grass. Fang Bing though salted fish. But not idle. He hasn't forgotten. My super physique is only a 6th level away from being able to upgrade. Then. He poured himself a glass of red wine. Quietly waiting for the 4 younger brothers. Get this helicarrier aboard. The remaining Hydra super soldiers are knocked unconscious. Sent to him. 10 minutes later, the 4 returned covered in blood. Carrying several unconscious Hydra super soldiers in his hands. A terrified Captain America and Natasha Romanoff followed. Came in front of Fang Bing. Great, it turns out that you really came. Captain America saw Fang Bing. Immediately shouted in surprise. Natasha Romanoff was also visibly relieved. They sneaked into the helicarrier before. Want to sabotage the Insight program. But he was captured alive by Hydra's superpowers and many super soldiers. Was imprisoned in the prison of the space carrier. Already desperate. Feel like you're about to become one of the living beings on the Hydra test bench. But just now. The prison where he and others were held was smashed by the monster in front of him. Prison guards are also killed. Luckily Captain America and Natasha Romanoff fought in New York before. I have seen Xiao Huang who hates Xiao Huang. Know that it is now Fang Bing's pet. Quickly reported Fang Bing's name. Otherwise, he would definitely be hammered to death by Xiao Huang. After that, he followed Xiao Huang, who hated him, to the command hall. Fang Bing greeted the 2 of them, but ignore them now. First stepped forward to take over the Hydra super soldiers in the hands of several younger brothers. Start stuffing jelly beans in their mouths. Watching Captain America and Natasha Romanoff looked confused. I don't know why Fang Bing has come to this juncture. Still feeding candy to Hydra people. But Fang Bing did not give them an explanation. After feeding them all, then quietly waited. In a minute. The system extracted the ability lists of these Hydra super soldiers. Fang Bing thought directly. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining Super Melee Combat V5. Congratulations, you have obtained the bomb crafting technology IV9. Congratulations, you have obtained proficient in firearms IV8. Congratulations on obtaining super physique IV6. Soon. Fang Bing got the last 6-level super physique. Integrate upgrade. Congratulations on obtaining super physique LV10. Finally leveled up. Fang Bing breathed a sigh of relief. I felt a rush of heat rushing through my body. Then he turned to Captain America and Natasha Romanoff. I asked them about the whereabouts of the bald chief. Because if Fang Bing wants to get rid of the remnants of Hydra, it still depends on the cooperation of S.H.I.E.L.D. Otherwise Hydra is hiding all over the world. He didn't have the time to search from place to place. Director Nick Fury is seriously injured and we don't know where he is. Captain America replied with a sigh. Then when the bald director appears, you tell him, and when you find Gideon's whereabouts, let me know, and I will kill him with my own hands. Fang Bing finished speaking. Pat Captain America on the shoulder. It flew directly away from this space carrier. To the remaining 2 helicarriers. Open the portal again. Release 4 little guys plus Captain America and Natasha Romanoff. Killed all Hydra on all 3 helicarriers. After. He didn't care about the rest. After this battle. Hydra's strength was severely damaged. More importantly. They exposed their identities. Can no longer hide inside S.H.I.E.L.D. And those Hydra executives in high positions lurking in various institutions. Most of them are also exposed. The remnants of Hydra have gone completely underground. And Fang Bing wiped out the Hydra on the 3 helicarriers. Most of the anger in my heart has been released. Just have to wait for Chief Bald to find Gideon. Then kill Gideon. Even if this revenge is reported. So. Finish the matter on the space carrier. Fang Bing reopened the portal. Send the 4 little brothers back to the bottom of the sea. Then put on the Mark armor and flew away from the space carrier. He has one last thing to do. That is to destroy that Hydra space-based weapon. He doesn't want this thing to be secretly controlled by Hydra again. While not paying attention, give yourself a few more shots. Although his physique is now at level 10, Fang Bing also didn't want to directly resist that kind of thing with his body. The Mark armor can reach speeds of Mach 2. Fang Bing flew straight into the sky. Previously in the helicarrier, he has obtained the coordinates of space-based weapons in outer space. Now you only need to follow the automatic navigation of the Mark armor to find it. After an hour, Fang Bing flew out of the atmosphere. Saw space-based weapons right next to the atmosphere 0. This is a big guy. Much larger than ordinary satellites. From above, there are some parts that look like weapon barrels. Fang Bing originally thought about blowing it up with the Mark armor. But the moment you see it, he has a new idea. Then, he flew up to the space-based weapon. Reach out and wave. Put the entire space-based weapon into the portable space. Fine. Meditate regularly during this time. Let his different space spells also improve. The space has also become larger. Otherwise it's really hard to let go. But now it still directly occupies half of the portable space. But Fang Bing's different space doesn't have much stuff right now. Even if there is only half of the space left, it is not small. I have always wanted to make some big Ivans and put them in different dimensions. But because learning nuclear physics is too difficult, I have never asked Iron Man for related technology. But his scientific knowledge is now improving. I believe that the knowledge related to nuclear physics can be improved soon. It's not too late to make some big Ivans and put them in. And he put away the space-based weapons. It is because of the power of this thing. Put it away first. Maybe it will come in handy in the future? Solve the space-based weapons. Fang Bing put away his battle armor. A portal opened. Back to the villa. When he walked out of the portal. Just happened to be in the living room. Then he saw a scene with hot eyes. Pietro was sitting on the sofa crying and wiping away his tears. Wanda stands by. He rolled his eyes and handed him toilet paper to wipe his tears. Fang Bing was delighted to see this scene, but then I remembered. After all, Pietro just died of his girlfriend. It's better to be serious. Then he changed his expression. Step forward. Patted Pietro on the shoulder. Comforting. Don't be sad, buddy, don't you have a lot of girlfriends? What can they do if they cry and break their bodies? Pietro listened. She cried even more fiercely. Fang Bing slapped him on the head. Cry, 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 cry. If you didn't live up to your expectations and only know how to pick up girls, this kind of thing would have happened. Why don't you think about how to become stronger? Pietro was stunned by the scolding. Do not cry. Also did not make a sound. Wanda glanced at Fang Bing worriedly. I was afraid that my younger brother would not be able to withstand such a blow. Fang Bing gave her a reassuring look. Signaled her to wait. Really? After a while, Pietro relented. He clenched his fist. Made up my mind. Brother, you are right. It's all because I am not strong enough. If I am strong enough, then this kind of thing will never happen, and Xiao Mai will not die. From today onwards, I will exercise. I want to be strong. Pietro's rental house is just a few hundred meters away from Fang Bing's villa. He has no privacy at all under Fang Bing's hearing. Fang Bing has long been aware of his temperament and character. Even knows him better than Wanda in some ways. That's why he chose to directly scold him to wake him up. Really. Pietro was really scolded out of fighting spirit. Get ready to push yourself. Fang Bing saw this. Relieved like an old father. It's good to want to become stronger, then you should break up with the remaining 17 girlfriends first? After comforting Pietro, Fang Bing went out to have a look. Only the bodies of 8 Hydra super soldiers remained outside. Winter Soldier Bucky has disappeared. Really. He's stronger than your average super soldier. In the end he survived. But this time it's Fang Bing looking for Captain America's sake. He didn't make up for it. Next time if he is controlled by Hydra again to provoke himself. Then Fang Bing won't keep his hand anymore. Just let him not even have any dregs left. Fang Bing opened the portal. Throw the corpse on the ground in. On the other side of the portal is the crater. The perfect place to destroy corpses. Hygienic after cleaning. Fang Bing thought for a moment. I feel that the security level of the villa is still not enough. Even the high-tech tools of the Earth people can be opened. What plasma cutter? Laser cutter. Both slowly wear down vibranium. Into it. Although very slow, but just in case someday. Go to outer space to play for 10 days and a half months. The home was invaded again. Isn't Wanda in danger? Besides, Fang Bing still remembers. S.H.I.E.L.D. later seems to have developed something like an annihilation grenade. That thing vibranium is probably not easy to block. So Fang Bing simply decided, work harder. Upgrade the villa. It's all Ulu metal, just do it. Fang Bing pressed his hand directly to the wall of the villa. Activated the substance transformation ability. The vibranium that makes up the villa. It began to rapidly transform into Ulu metal. Because it has been converted once before, the architectural structure of the villa is already very clear. So this conversion is also very fast, after more than an hour. Fang Bing completed the conversion. Although the whole villa still looks no different from ordinary villas. But it has become the hardest bunker on Earth. Definitely. Whether it can be called the hardest bunker in the universe, Fang Bing is still unclear. After all, the universe is so big, he didn't quite understand either. Finish strengthening your own villa. Fang Bing did not enter the door. By the way, I went to Aunt May's house. This Hydra attack. It made Fang Bing feel somewhat shadowed. Although Hydra did not target Aunt May and little Peter, who is still an ordinary person. But Fang Bing thinks, some things are better to take precautions. It's better than Aunt May and the others being arrested by then. Better to threaten yourself. And Ebony Maw, those alien hooligans who have absolutely no human morals. It may have reached Earth by now. The news of Mind Gem and Proxima Midnight is being quietly investigated in the dark. Maybe one day it will be found on me, so. Fang Bing still had to defend himself. Then. He arrived at Aunt May's house. Did not enter the house first. Directly outside the house, the material transformation is initiated. Take this home that I have lived in for 17 years. It took half an hour. Also switched from vibranium to Ulu metal. Then. Only then did Fang Bing enter the house. He knew that Aunt May was cooking. He went straight to the kitchen and found her. Made a meal with her. After eating, Fang Bing found Aunt May alone. Tell her. The house has been bewitched by him. Hard as hell now. Can withstand any blow. When she feels in danger, hide in for the first time. He handed her a small communicator. There is only one button on it. Tell her she is in danger. Just press the button immediately. You will know it yourself. Same. Fang Bing also gave little Peter one. These things are also when Iron Man was asked to make the Earth-Moon communicator. Let him do it easily. It's just that too many things have happened these days. Forgot about this one out. I just remembered now. Fang Bing also has a small communicator portable terminal in his hand. When Aunt May and the others press the button, the distress signal is transmitted directly to the communication system on board the Quinjet. Then the communication system. It will then forward the distress signal to Fang Bing's terminal. This is a complete ultra-long distance communication system. It is not forwarded by any satellite or operator at all. And the ultra-long range communication system on Quinjet. It is equivalent to a signal repeater station. This allows Fang Bing, wherever it is deep under the sea, still on the moon, receive messages directly. Just now, before Fang Bing came out of the villa, give this thing to Wanda and Pietro each, also told them. In the future, aliens may come to the door, If you encounter it, press it quickly. After filling the security hole, Fang Bing left Aunt May's villa. Get in the sports car. Continue on to the 2 remaining pet fish shops in NYC. He is going to upgrade the electric energy shock to level 10 first. Then go do something else. Half an hour later, Fang Bing rushed to the first pet fish shop in a leisurely manner. Went into the store, took a look, it came out. No then, he continued on to the last one. Unfortunately, still cannot find. Fang Bing couldn't help but scolded that Baron Strucker who had already been killed by himself. What a mess. Fang Bing wanted to wait for the keel to be dug out. Revived Baron Strucker again. Then kill him a few more times to vent his anger. But he changed his mind. Baron Strucker seems to have been electrocuted by himself, right? The Dragon Bone secret medicine should not be able to save him. Only then did I calm down. After, Fang Bing thought of what the previous shop owner said. There may be fishing boats at the wharf to catch electric eels for sale. Then, Fang Bing directly sent the car to the portable space. Then opened the portal to the pier on the west coast. He is ready. If you still can't find it here, then go to another city. Anyway, we must upgrade the power shock to level 10 today. Arrived at the pier, Fang Bing saw many fishing boats. Some have just come back from the sea. He turned on super hearing. While listening to the movement of all fishing boats, they searched one by one on one side. Heaven pays off. Half an hour later, Fang Bing heard the words of a sailor on a fishing boat. Electric eels were mentioned. He hurried over. Sure enough, on that boat, I saw a dozen long electric eels that were just caught. Fang Bing took out some money, handed it over to the owner. Bought all the electric eels directly, and didn't take them away. Feed it directly on the spot. Not long, a notification sound came from the system. The ability list of these electric eels has been extracted successfully. Fang Bing didn't bother to check one by one, extracted directly. Congratulations, you have obtained IV9. Congratulations, you have obtained electric shock IV4. Congratulations, you have obtained the induction IV6. Congratulations, you have obtained electric shock IV4. After extracting the abilities of a dozen electric eels, Fang Bing successfully obtained 4 4-level electric shocks. Subsequently, the system immediately prompts to upgrade. Congratulations, your power shock has risen to LV10. Fang Bing is cool. I am content. After tossing for so long, this ability has finally reached its full level. 9 levels of electric shock. With the blessing of the super ability of calling the wind and rain, Fang Bing can easily send out a dozen electric currents as thick as a large water tank. What about the 10th grade? And, in the past 2 days, his super physique and psychokinesis have also been upgraded. Fang Bing can't wait to try it. Quickly left the pier. Find an empty place. Opened the portal. This time, Fang Bing did not go to the barren mountains and mountains to test again. Because it has been destroyed by myself, before. He created a category thunderstorm tornado there. As a result, the barren mountains and wild mountains can no longer be called barren mountains and wild mountains. Because there is no grass growing there. Even the ground was scraped by 3 meters. So Fang Bing had to change another place. When he walked out of the portal, it has come to an uninhabited land 300 kilometers south of New York. The so-called no man's land. It's just that it's desolate here. There is no one living in a radius of 100 miles. Not a survivalist. Basically will not come here. I found an area with mountains and lakes. Fang Bing is going to test the newly acquired level 6 psychokinesis first. Because space-based weapons, sports cars and dining cars were included before. So he made room for it. Just throw those metal balls away. Testing for psychokinesis now requires newly manufactured measurement tools. Then, he put his hands on the ground. Start converting the lowest on the ground into metal spheres. Still in the same way as before. Manufactured in different weights. After a few seconds, he's done making it. There are also more metal balls on the ground. Fang Bing started testing. Psychokinesis launched. Begin to use psychokinesis to control the metal ball from low to high in sequence. After a few minutes, Fang Bing knew the upper limit of his current psychokinesis. 2,000 caddies. That's 1 ton. It is 4 times higher than when it was level 5. Fang Bing only now understands why on the plane. The psychokinesis of Hydra. Able to move the boxes on the plane to block your own electric current. Turns out psychokinesis per level. The improvement is so huge. Then wait for the next upgrade, to the 7th grade. If it also increases the power by 4 times. Wouldn't it be possible to directly control something weighing 4 tons? What about level 10? Fang Bing silently calculated in his heart. If it is true that every level is upgraded, the power will be increased by 4 times on the original basis. That goes to level 10 psychokinesis. I'm afraid it can directly control the weight of 256 tons. If so, then this ability is too scary. Finished testing the controllability of psychokinesis. It's not over yet. Because now Fang Bing uses the most important usage of psychokinesis. It's flight. Although he can also turn into a bird flight. But that form is not suitable for fighting. Human form flight is the fighting state. So, psychokinesis brings Fang Bing's flight ability. Still very important. Only, previously because of Fang Bing's psychokinesis low level. Flight speed seems a bit stretched. The speed is only 200 kilometers per hour. The last time was to fly out of the atmosphere. They flew for several hours. Now, Fang Bing is going to try again. Your current flight speed. He used psychokinesis on himself. Control yourself to fly. Whoosh, he went straight to the sky. Driven by psychokinesis. Fly faster and faster. After flying around the no man's land, Fang Bing did a simple calculation. Although his psychokinesis control weight has only been increased by 4 times. But his flight speed has increased by 5 times. Reached a speed of 1000 kilometers per hour. This did not surprise Fang Bing. Most of his Earth subject knowledge is already at level 5 or 6. Still understand the basic physics knowledge. Just like a fighter jet, the power of the engine has been quadrupled. But the actual speed is more than quadrupled. So, now Fang Bing's flight speed has surpassed that of commercial airliners. The speed of ordinary civil aviation airliners is only 800 kilometers per hour. This also exceeds the flight speed of Fang Bing turning into a bird. After, and it's still on Earth, there is air. Affected by air friction and Earth's gravity. So the speed is only 1000 kilometers per hour. If it is on the moon or in space, Fang Bing thinks his psychokinesis flight will be even faster. Just now, he didn't bother to go to the moon for another test. Because he still has more important abilities that have not been tested. Electric Shock LV10. This ability is really in line with Fang Bing's appetite. When the level was low before, it is basically used by Fang Bing to attack miscellaneous soldiers in groups. And before reaching the 9th level, single attack is already very strong. It's even more full now. Fang Bing doesn't know how powerful it is now. But just test it out. Just how to test this thing. Fang Bing thought for a while, but decided quickly. Never mind. Have a good time before talking. He flies into the air. Came over a lake in no man's land. Full discharge. Zilla. Boom. An electric current with a diameter of 5 meters. Impact on the lake. Hit the lake water to create huge amounts of waves. It can be said that the fish and shrimp in the lake have suffered an indiscriminate disaster. Closer to the point of impact, all the scum is gone. A place far away from the impact of the electric current. The big fish tycoon lurking at the bottom of the lake. They all turned their bellies and floated to the surface of the water. See this scene. Fang Bing also had huge amounts of waves in his heart. This is simply a fishing skill. He suddenly touched his ears. It turns out that he didn't turn into Pikachu. Only then did I feel relieved. Is this really no different from Pikachu's 100,000 volts? What is the concept of 5 meters thick? A large water tank is generally more than 1 meter in diameter. This electric current is at least as thick as 3 large water tanks side by side. Only. Now Fang Bing does not have a power tester on hand. It is impossible to measure how many volts the electric current is. But just look at the momentum. Absolutely a comparison. After testing the single attack, Fang Bing is going to try another group attack. Stand above the lake. He launched the electric shock again. Lightning flickered around him. Dozens of electric currents with a diameter of 2 meters. Slashed from his body in an instant, all hit the surrounding lake. Dozens of bombs seemed to have been dropped on the entire lake. Rumble. The lake burst, and the water was raging. It's all over. All life in the lake has been wiped out. Dead. Originally, the lake in no man's land was not too big. Got electrocuted twice by Fang Bing. Basically every inch of lake water is taken care of by electric current. There are dense numbers of big and small fish floating on the surface of the lake. Many were burnt. For a while, this area exudes a strong smell of grilled fish. Fang Bing knows, if you don't deal with the dead fish and rotten shrimp on the lake, it will take less than 2 days, it's going to stink in here. He still wants to come here in the future, so it still needs to be dealt with. Fly down. Reach out and press on the lake. Initiated a material conversion. Remove all dead fish and rotten shrimp floating on the lake. All turned into lake water. After a while, this little lake has been restored to its original state. Definitely. It just looks like it's back to normal. The creatures inside are gone. Test the full level of electrical shock. Fang Bing was a little bit unsatisfied. I think this ability should not have reached the upper limit. His ability to summon wind and rain is only at level 7. Wait for the wind and rain to upgrade the power of this electric shock. It should also get a stronger increase again. Not to mention, maybe get other electricity-related abilities at a later date. Can I upgrade again? After all, this ability is only obtained from the electric eel. The starting point is relatively low, and Fang Bing's system can also integrate upgrade ability. So, with a wave of his hand, the thunder destroys the world. Directly electrify the earth into a small briquette. That is Fang Bing's ultimate dream, and he is now. It is still a little far from this goal. Finished testing the electrical shock from the electric eel. Fang Bing only has the last ability left untested. Super Physique LV10. See this full level Super Physique. Fang Bing was very happy. Hulk's normal physique. It's just at the same level as Hating Xiao Huang. Are talented now. I am already 1 level higher than them. I don't know how strong it should be, in order to test their current defense. Fang Bing summoned the Peerless Blade from the portable space. This artifact from Corvus Glaive possesses invincible properties. Can pierce vibranium directly. Fang Bing took him out. Definitely not ready to stab myself, he just wanted to try. Own current defense. How strong is it? Definitely. He didn't expect himself to be able to resist this thing. After all, vibranium can't handle it. He is not arrogant. My body is already comparable to vibranium, and although the super physique is at the full level, but just look at ability's name, it's just superclass. If not as expected by Fang Bing, after the full level super physique can be upgraded. Upgrade to god level physique or master level physique. Definitely not up to the limit anyway. Stretch out your arms. Fang Bing held the Peerless Blade. He flicked lightly towards his arm. Ho! It didn't break. That's a pleasant surprise. Put before. It is certain that this light swipe is a big gash. Although Fang Bing is useless now, but it can already be seen that his defense has been greatly enhanced. Then, Fang Bing used the limit strength of a normal human being. He swiped towards his arm again, still not cut. It just left a white mark on the arm. This means, even if it is an ordinary person and a strong man, holding the Peerless Blade, stand there and let him chop. He can't even break the defense. No matter how strong a weapon is, it depends on who uses it. People are stronger. Weapons are more powerful. Fang Bing didn't hold back anymore. Exerted almost as much power as Captain America. That is 6 times the human limit strength. Stab. The arm was cut. Then it healed instantly under the super self-healing force. Fang Bing is not going to cut anymore. It's really uncomfortable to cut yourself. And he already roughly knew his current physical strength. Basically, have Captain America hold the Peerless Blade. Should be able to break the defense, but if you give Captain America a lesser weapon, it is impossible to cut yourself. This defense is already amazing. There is no one stronger than Captain America on Earth. Not much at all. In addition, there must be other weapons of the artifact level. That's even rarer. So, Fang Bing's sense of security suddenly improved again. Basically finished testing the defense, Fang Bing began to think. Next, how to upgrade the full level super physique. Do you want to collect another 10th level super physique? Can I integrate upgrade to the next stage? Then, he suddenly thought of the point. Immediately opened the system interface. Turned off Odin Blessing in the ability list. Swish. His super physique level has become level 9. Turn out to be. Fang Bing just thought of it suddenly. Before Odin's Blessing, but take his 3 abilities, including responsiveness, strength, and physique. All upgraded. So, his current level 10 super physique is actually only level 9. Only under the increase of Odin's Blessing, it became level 10. That's it. Fang Bing knows how to use super physique. Take a shortcut to move up to the next level. That is, same as upgrading super reaction to master reaction before. In the case of turning off the blessing of Odin, upgrade the super physique of level 9 to level 10. Then turn on the Odin blessing. Ability automatically increases by 1 level in 10. You can directly break through to the next level. Fang Bing at the moment is a bit scratching my head. Probably shouldn't have killed all those Hydra super soldiers before. Raise those dozens of Hydra super soldiers, feed every day. Sooner or later, you can get a super physique that is enough to upgrade. It's a pity that they have all been killed by themselves now. Regret is useless. Current. Fang Bing wants to upgrade the super physique to a master physique. There are still a few ways to go. Both Hulk and Abominable Yellow have a level 9 super physique. Just get one. Fang Bing's super physique can be really upgraded to level 10. With the blessing of Odin, ascension to master level. This is not the first time that Xiao Huang has been drawn. I drew divine power from it before, although it also eats on time every day. Fang Bing also left some daily snacks for it in the den. But it's been so long. Never got the second ability. But the Hulk is also Dr. Banner. Never fed it once. Fang Bing was thinking. Maybe I can go to Dr. Banner to contact Dr. Banner later. In addition to these two methods, and the extremist fighters. It's just that this one has just been given to Iron Man to study for a few days. Now it is estimated that it will take some time to succeed. If there is a perfect extremist, then Fang Bing will be able to mass produce extremist fighters soon. Obtain a sufficient amount of constitution ability from them. But these are things that follow. Fang Bing has one more important thing to do right now. He opened a portal with one hand, the moment after the portal opened. Hot lava gushes from the portal. Fang Bing walked directly into the portal against the magma. Next moment, he has already appeared in the magma channel more than 600 kilometers underground. Yes. After obtaining a 10th level super physique, Fang Bing wanted to continue exploring. Try now with your own physique. Can you find the celestial cub before your body can't bear it? Because he had already explored to a depth of more than 600 kilometers underground. That's why the portal can be opened directly to this place. Even if it can't reach enough depth this time. Then improve your fitness next time. You can also continue to explore from this depth. As he keeps getting stronger, sooner or later, the celestial cub's deep underground will be found. That thing should not be awake yet. Wait until you find it. How do you want to manipulate or not let him? Fang Bing stood in the hot and surging magma. This position is where he was scalded last time. Although his resistance ability is still at the same level as before. But his physique has improved a lot. Stand right here. He will no longer be burned, just a little bit warm. And the temperature of the magma here, it has reached more than 2000 degrees. Cell phone and all belongings. He had been taken into a different space the moment he passed through the portal. That's it. He continued downstream, 700 kilometers. 800 kilometers. The higher the temperature, the higher the temperature. Fang Bing was probably calculating the distance in his mind as he went downstream. Because he knows the distance from the ground to the center of the earth. About 6,000 kilometers. So, at the latest, he would be able to find the celestial cub 6 kilometers underground. Fang Bing swam to a place 2,000 kilometers underground. That's when I felt an unbearable scorching heat. The temperature here, the lowest is more than 3,000 degrees. The red magma began to burn his skin red. Fang Bing went downstream for a while with some difficulty. Had to stop, because he's already hurting. Although today's progress is already very good. But he still didn't want to go. Suddenly he had a whim. Stretched out his hand. Initiated a material conversion. Attempts to convert magma into water. He thought maybe this would keep him going. The conversion was successful. The magma around him successfully turned into water. He felt a chill. It's cool to the bottom of my heart, but moments later, under the pressure of extrusion and injection of huge amounts of underground magma, space around him in an instant, it was filled with magma again. The fiery feeling added to the body again. The water is cold. Magma is hot. This one is hot and cold. It made Fang Bing feel the taste of ice and fire. He gritted his teeth, while continuing to initiate material conversion. While trying to swim forward, his body began to be continuously stimulated by heat and cold. This feeling. It's better to let the magma burn directly and feel comfortable. Fang Bing stopped. I feel like this won't work. Still need to improve physical fitness or resistance again. That's the last word. Then, he opened the portal. Went underground again. Be ready to continue later. Staying underground has lost all sense of time. After Fang Bing returned to the villa, just discovered. It was getting dark outside, it was late at night. After tossing for so long, both physically and mentally are a bit weak. Podgy lay on the bed. Wake up sound asleep. When the next day was 3 poles high, Fang Bing slept well. After getting up, he ate something casually. Shake Wanda again. Then left the villa. Opened the portal directly. Went to the front of a university in London. It is also a famous school. Fang Bing is going to continue setting up stalls here today. Improve your scientific knowledge. Yito is not overwhelmed. He believes. Wait for him to fill up the technology. At that time, it will naturally be of great help to him. As for why not go to a university in New York? Because Fang Bing feels. Recently, I went to set up stalls in New York quite frequently. In order to avoid being targeted by fanatical fans. So just change cities. That way nothing is lost. Anyway, there are quite a lot of famous universities in London. Although the location was changed to London, but Fang Bing stalls are still an old routine. Food trucks, bulletin boards, clothing, new style. Then it officially begins, and this time, he is ready to continue his dark cooking path. The last time the sauce preserved eggs without sauce, bringing more benefits to Fang Bing, so he prepares. When setting up a stall in the future, they are no longer human. And today, he will serve those lucky diners. What he brings is a delicacy that he has never made before. Fang Bing is sitting in the dining car. Call out the food maker. Get busy. 10 minutes later, 1,000 special delicacies were made by him. After putting it on the counter, Fang Bing didn't start playing games right away this time. He was going to appreciate the reactions of the lucky diners first. See if your dark cooking is successful or not. It just surprised him. Waited for 10 minutes. I didn't see a single guest coming. Fang Bing was a little puzzled. But then I thought why? Then make a roast chicken again. Put it under the bar in the dining car. Hid. The aroma of grilled chicken began to spread wantonly. Fly far, far away. Attracts people passing by the school. Soon, a guest came to the door following the strange fragrance. Come to the dining car. Smell it. Confirmation is distributed from here. He also looked at the tightly sealed canned food on the counter. Take out the money without hesitation. Bought a can. Under the attraction of fragrance, his saliva was about to flow out. I thought this scent was the same as the canned food in my hand. Quickly opened the can. Pyre. A strange smell emanated from the can in his hand. Why do you say strange? Because it's very, very, very smelly. It stinks even worse than the old kiln in the latrine. The diner recognized it immediately. The contents of the can. Isn't it the infamous canned herring on the internet? Reaching out to throw it away. By the way, scold that deceitful stall owner. But he followed suit. Just stopped, because he smelled the inside of the can. A strong and alluring fragrance that is different from the others. That smell. It directly made his saliva uncontrollable to secrete again. There is a strong appetite in my heart, but canned herring is canned herring after all. Although there is fragrance to cover up, but the stench still filled the nostrils. Then, Fang Bing's first diner, then fell into a long entanglement. Is it to eat, or to eat? Hesitation for tens of seconds. In the end, the appetite overcame the nausea. The diner pinched his nose with one hand. A can of herring in one hand. Can the whole jar? All poured in the mouth. Fortunately, the cans made by Fang Bing are relatively small. Otherwise he really can't do it, after eating it in your mouth. He chewed. The ultimate fish flavor with a strong stink. Burst in the mouth at the same time. Stimulated his taste buds. Cool. The diners couldn't help standing on the street and shouting. After a few bites. After swallowing, I still have more ideas. I completely ignored the limit of 1 can per person written on the bulletin board. Drop a few coins. I took a few more cans and ran away. Fang Bing was dumbfounded. What the hell is this? Why are you still so addicted? This guy is not normal. He must be abnormal. Fang Bing looked at him. I couldn't resist opening a can myself. Vomit. Through. He decided not to try it himself. Just give this stuff to those who are destined to eat it. I can't enjoy myself. But, if everyone is like the diner just now. Just like this, Also addicted to eating. Wouldn't that be bad? Fang Bing was a little nervous. Can't even bother playing games. Just stare at the booth. Keep watching. Get ready to see how other diners react. If the sale is too hot, he was ready to run at once. Change to another university today. Try another food. Otherwise, they are all like the diners just now. Everyone buys several cans. Wouldn't it be a waste of time today? Soon. Attracted by the aroma of roast chicken, a large number of diners gathered, experienced. After the series of psychological activities of that person just now, they also ate all the canned food. Fine. Let Fang Bing breathe a sigh of relief. People with perverted tastes are a minority after all. Most of the people, they only ate one can and ran away. Afraid of being tempted to eat a second can of herring. There are also very few people. Maybe I like the dark dish of canned herring in the first place. See Fang Bing's food truck. It's like discovering a new continent. Can after can. Finally, it was stopped by Fang Bing. Chase them away. That's it. Wait until the 1,000 cans are sold out. Fang Bing still managed to feed more than 600 people. It sold more than 100 people more than the previous preserved eggs. This further strengthened Fang Bing's path of dark cooking. Wait until things are sold out. Fang Bing is too lazy to go anywhere else. Sit directly in the dining car. Start to extract abilities in batches. Congratulations on obtaining geogenetics knowledge IV8. Congratulations on obtaining Earth virology knowledge IV6. Congratulations on obtaining the knowledge of Earth organic chemistry V7. Congratulations on obtaining Earth low temperature physics knowledge IV4. Congratulations on obtaining the Earth religious anthropology knowledge IV9. Unfortunately, Fang Bing's luck may not be very good today. Until the abilities of more than 600 people were exhausted. Didn't meet a single person in particular. Don't special people in the UK like to go shopping? Stay at home and engage in corruption. Fang Bing looked puzzled. But also reluctantly accepted. After all, can you meet someone special? It's a matter of pure luck. Can't touch it today. He can't help it either. I can only hope that my luck will be better when I set up a stall in the future. But just as he was about to close the stall and go home, a girl's crisp voice came from outside the counter. Do you still have the canned herring you sell? Fang Bing heard this sentence. Can't help but look up at the girl in front of the counter. Full head of black hair. It's so sassy and pure. Only. Fang Bing wondered. How did this brunette know I was selling canned herring? How did you know I was selling canned herring? Fang Bing asked directly. The dark-haired girl shook her head. Glanced at Fang Bing. You take off the mask and you'll know. Fang Bing suddenly realized. I remembered something. He whipped up a little mask. Vomit. Smelly and delicious. Put it on quickly. Turn out to be. So many diners just now. Cans of herring were opened directly near the dining car. Directly led to. This area has been turned into a poison gas field. The smelly and stinky kind. It's just that Fang Bing had already put on his own special mask. Didn't smell it at all. After thinking about it. He didn't chase the black-haired girl away either. After all, no matter how small the mosquito legs are, they're still meat. Make a move directly at the counter. 2 more specially made herring cans were recruited from the different space. This was before he stayed. It will be used as a spare when preparing for the whole person in the future. Here, it's rare for you to take a good bite. Let's eat. Fang Bing handed the can to the girl. The dark-haired girl was about to take it. But suddenly saw the bulletin board. Saw the price above. Very surprised, he touched his trouser pocket. A little embarrassing. Sorry, I don't have any money. He didn't take the canned food after speaking. He turned his head and prepared to leave. Send you off. Fang Bing stopped her. Push the can into her hand. What is money, right? It's just waste paper. In fact, every time you set up a stall, you earn money. Fang Bing didn't even bother to accept it. It will be directly used as the raw material for material conversion when setting up a stall next time. Converted to a new decor for the dining car. The girl looked at the 2 cans in her hand. Hesitation for a while, but still took it. A can was opened on the spot. Smell it. There was an intoxicated expression on his face. He also took a sip of herring soup first. Just poured the herring from the can into his mouth. He ate it with enjoyment. Fang Bing was almost dumbfounded. I almost couldn't bear it and wanted to try if this thing was really so intoxicating. But in fact, he didn't even dare to take off the mask. Afraid of being fumigated. Brunette girl finished eating. The system beep sounds again. Tip Fang Bing extracted the ability list of the black-haired girl. Fang Bing didn't even look at it. Selected directly. Congratulations on obtaining the magnetic field control V1. F*K. What the hell? Field control. Who is she? Can pull out the magnetic field to control this ability. Isn't this the signature skill of Magneto? Fang Bing was dumbfounded. Go to the ability list just obtained. Lorna. Magnetic field control IV1. She was born with the super ability of controlling magnetic field, and she has practiced magnetic field control to the extreme, and can control the electromagnetic force, one of the 4 basic forces of the universe, but she is still a little girl and can't do it at all. Women's wolf defense technique IV5. Feeling insecure, she has refined this fighting technique that will make wolves more excited. Fortunately, she has never used it. High school knowledge LV4. Although she went to high school, she knows very little about high school knowledge. What is a scumbag? This is a scumbag. Easy fertility physique LV5. It may be that the goddess of life favored her, giving her this strange ability, which increases the chance of winning the bid by 50% for each round. Skating IV7. She has loved skating since she was a child, and her skills are quite superb. Fang Bing read the list of abilities of the black-haired girl. Now I know who she is. Lorna, Polaris, Magneto's own daughter. Possesses the same super ability as Magneto, controlling magnetic field. Fang Bing originally remembered. Polaris was later imprisoned in the mutant research laboratory. And it has green hair, but did not expect to meet her in London, and now she still has black hair. 0** Fang Bing thought for a while. Her hair should have changed color due to the influence of super abilities. Now Polaris looks like he's in high school. Ability is still very weak. Just a side dish. So it's normal to be a brunette girl. Fang Bing guessed. Lorna is supposed to be living with her aunt in London now. Because of her daddy Magneto. Didn't even know she existed. After winning the bid with Lorna's mother, just ran away. Lorna's mother just gave birth to her. Also abandoned her, leaving her to Dan Ant to raise her, and now, Lorna may not even know her identity as a mutant. He also didn't realize that he possessed super abilities. Not to mention that his father is Magneto. I only know that I have lost my parents since I was a child. Is an orphan. That's why he has a withdrawn and rebellious personality. Fang Bing is still thinking about Polaris Lorna. The black-haired girl outside had already finished 2 cans of herring. Looking back on this delicious food with a face of enjoyment. 0 after a while. Looking excitedly at Fang Bing in the dining car. Your canned herring is absolutely delicious. It's the best food in the world. K. He didn't know what to say. I don't know what Polaris Lorna usually eats in London. That's how she developed such a special hobby. Look at Fang Bing not talking. Polaris Lorna leaned forward again like a chatterbox. Do you accept waiters here? Let me help you work. You only need to pay me 2 cans of canned fish every day. Fang Bing. Little girl, you have taken a long way. Fang Bing didn't reject her directly. Instead, he chatted with her. Take Fang Bing's various interrogation skills. Lorna couldn't bear it at all. He dropped his armor in a few strokes. Fang Bing set out her current situation. Really. It's about the same as Fang Bing's guess. She is now attending a regular high school in London. No father and no mother. Raised by Dan Ant. Dan Ant hadn't been kind to her either. Still skipping class today. Just wandered here. And then by the smelly canned herring. Attracted to Fang Bing's food truck. After everything is understood. Fang Bing began to think about how to deal with her. Because the magnetic field control just obtained from Lorna is only level 1. Fang Bing also wants to find her father Magneto through her. Quickly raise the ability up. Think for a while. Fang Bing thinks it's better to agree to her temporarily. There is no harm. Anyway, I have to set up a stall in London for a while recently. It's okay to be a waiter, but I don't have to go to work on time, and I'm not sure where I work. You should go home first, and I will notify you when I work next time. Fang Bing said to the black-haired girl who looked at him expectantly. Hearing that the mysterious restaurant owner finally agreed to her request. The black-haired girl screamed and ran away. Fang Bing didn't say anything. Did not leave either. After waiting for a few minutes. Sure enough, I saw her back again. I forgot. Here. This is my contact information. Give me one too. After exchanging contacts with Polaris Lorna, Fang Bing waited for her to leave with a jump. He also left London. He opened the portal directly. Back to the lake in the no man's land. He first took a look at the science-related knowledge he had drawn this time. Those that can integrate upgrade have been automatically integrated upgrade. Overall, Earth science and technology knowledge level. It's almost level 7 on average. It doesn't look like it has improved much. But it is not. Because these are biological and physical scientific knowledge. The further you go, the harder it is to advance. Unless you are lucky enough to meet that kind of special expert professor. Fortunately, they got their ability. Otherwise, most of the time, want to upgrade. It all depends on those college students. The low-level ability integrate upgrades drawn are piled up. That's why the upgrade will be slower the further you go. Several times before, he goes to set up a stall in front of the university almost every day. It can improve the overall level of scientific knowledge. Now it is slowly accumulating. But there is Fang Bing's original and fatally attractive dark cuisine. Now he draws abilities faster and faster. Like today, July 13th, drew the abilities of more than 600 people. I believe it won't take long. Can achieve the goal. Finish the abilities related to scientific knowledge. Only then did Fang Bing look at the magnetic field control ability he had just obtained. Although the level of this ability is only 1 level. But he didn't underestimate it at all. Magnetic field control. In Fang Bing's view, this is a very, very, very powerful ability. Is a potential super huge amounts of ability. According to what Fang Bing knows, according to special relativity, the so-called magnetic force, in fact, it is part of the electromagnetic force. The electromagnetic force is one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. It is the basis of the universe. So, if you can cultivate the magnetic field force to the depth, mastered the electromagnetic force, that means mastering the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. Fang Bing thinks that's definitely one of the most powerful forces in the Marvel universe. At most, it is worse than Desheng's origin magic power and Phoenix Force. Follow Fang Bing's take on Magneto ability. He's clearly not yet at the level of controlling the electromagnetic force. Probably only can control metal with magnetic force. There is also the control of the Earth's magnetic field. Let the buildings containing metal fly as you wish. Or help him with the role of flight, but the power of this ability is far more than that. Fang Bing understands. If it can reach the level of manipulating electromagnetic force, at least the following can be done. First, it is possible to create a protective force field by controlling the electromagnetic force to resist attacks such as nuclear weapons and alien warship energy cannons. Second, the body can absorb electromagnetic energy to increase the density of the body, and the density of the body can be increased infinitely until it reaches a level harder than Ulu metal. Third, controlling the electromagnetic force means that you can artificially create magnetars and black holes. Control the black hole attack and defense, just ask whether you can hang it or not. Fourth, you can also use the principle of electromagnetic induction to convert electromagnetic force into electrical energy to create weapons such as EMP, ball lightning, and superconducting electromagnetic guns. It's just that Fang Bing has improved his scientific knowledge ability during this time. A small part that comes to mind for now, he believes. If he waits for his scientific knowledge to rise to a higher level. Learn more about electromagnetism. More usages will surely be developed in the future. Because most of the messy forces in the universe, including friction, pressure, resistance, etc., are all related to the electromagnetic force, one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. Once the electromagnetic force can be manipulated, that would mean anything is possible. So, Fang Bing attaches so much importance to this ability. Polaris Lorna will be allowed to serve as a waiter. And keep in touch with her. Just to get the ability of her father Magneto. If that's the case, it can greatly shorten the time for Fang Bing to practice magnetic field control. That's right. Fang Bing plans to study this ability by himself in the future. Until the practice is able to control the electromagnetic force. Because in this regard, except Magneto, no one can give him more help. As far as Fang Bing knows, it seems that only Magneto and Polaris have this ability in the Marvel universe. So I want to extract other people's ability. Upgrade integrate to a level where electromagnetic forces can be controlled. It simply cannot be done, because no one else has this ability. Fang Bing is the 3rd person in the entire universe to have this ability. And even Magneto, it can only allow him to extract high-level magnetic field control. But because Magneto doesn't control the electromagnetic force either. So even if Fang Bing draws his, you still have to practice on your own. But just right. Electromagnetic force is actually a very scientific thing. And Fang Bing, it is rapidly increasing now. It is the level of scientific knowledge, so he thinks that if he gets Magneto's super ability, possesses the same level of field control as Magneto, and wait for his level of scientific knowledge, upgrade to a certain extent, then he must be able to surpass Magneto. Wait for him to practice magnetic field control to a level where he can control electromagnetic force. That's awesome. Learn mathematics. Go all over the world without fear. Definitely. These only exist in Fang Bing's future plans. His most important thing right now, still have to be familiar with. Just got level 1 field control from that puny Lorna. Practice in advance. It also lays the foundation for future manipulation of electromagnetic force. Think about it. Fang Bing turned on this super ability. Stand still. Started it. Start to calm down. Seriously go to perceive the surrounding magnetic field. Soon. Fang Bing really felt the world around him. It seems that all kinds of magnetic fields are everywhere. He wants to control those magnetic fields with his mind. But there was no response at all, until he sensed a small ore on the ground. Finally got a response. That little ore. Just under his control, it wobbled and flew up. After flying a few laps, Fang Bing is already familiar with this control method. Basketball big ore. It began to fly up quickly with a whoosh. Although his psychokinesis can do the same, but he doesn't use psychokinesis at all now. It's just for super abilities that use magnetic field control. That's all. After controlling the small ore to fly for a while, Fang Bing caught it with his hands. Squeeze it with your hands. Crushed it. Sure enough, a metal substance was found inside. Manipulate metal. This is Fang Bing's first level super ability. The first function confirmed. Subsequently, Fang Bing pressed his hand to the ground again. Make some metal balls. Start controlling them one by one. Then Fang Bing found out. Only one level of magnetic field control. He can control a metal ball weighing 500 kilograms. And his psychokinesis, although it can control all substances. But at level 5, the same power is achieved when controlling a metal ball. This made Fang Bing think of his material conversion ability. If the level of other magnetic field control is improved in the future, that cooperates with material conversion. Isn't it a perfect match? No metal. I make it myself. Where to go? It's all metal. Fang Bing believes, at that time, he is considered to be the same level as Magneto's super ability. Even if he hasn't mastered electromagnetism yet, it can also exert power countless times stronger than Wansi Wang Chang. Test the ability to manipulate metal. Fang Bing remembers. Magneto can also use magnetic fields to fly, so he tried it too. Trying to manipulate the magnetic field around you. Take him to the sky. Sure enough, it failed. Or the reason why the ability level is too low. Didn't know about Lorna, the brunette chick either. What have you been doing all these years? Is this a super ability that I haven't used at all? There is only one level. Too weak chicken. But Fang Bing then thought of another usage. He used psychokinesis first. Control yourself to fly. Then go to control the magnetic field around your body. Advance him to flight. Really? Although the magnetic field control of the first level is not enough to let him fly. But advancing psychokinesis speeds up flight. But it works. His speed has increased. Originally psychokinesis flight. The speed is only 1,000 kilometers per hour. Now it has broken through the limit. Reached 1,500 kilometers per hour. A full increase of 500 kilometers per hour. This speed has surpassed the speed of sound. Bang, bang. He flies in the sky. There was even a sonic boom cloud around him. Because the speed of sound is 1,224 kilometers per hour. And his speed. It has exceeded the speed of sound and is close to 300 kilometers per hour. This speed. There is also a scientific statement. Named. Supersonic. Flesh supersonic flight. Fang Bing feels like there is only one word. Hanging. Flew a few laps in the sky. The ride is over. Convenient and fell into no man's land. Start looking for critters. Soon. He found a lucky little animal. Became his test subject. The reason for looking for small animals, because of. Fang Bing was in flight just now. Suddenly thought of biological structure. Think of the same element that everyone has in the body. Iron element. Talk about science. Is iron also a metal element? So he is very curious. Can the magnetic field control be used directly? Control the iron element in the living body. How about making it explode from the inside? This is a flat-headed guy. Damn it. The flat-headed brother who refuses to accept anyone. Even now. The dumb hair on the back of the neck was caught by Fang Bing. It is also true. Still trying to turn around and attack. Fang Bing looked at this thing with a speechless face. I didn't expect that I would catch a flat-headed brother. But that doesn't affect his plans. Fang Bing began to perceive Pingtu's body. Soon, he discovered Brother Pingtu's body. There are indeed some weak magnetic field responses. Then the field control was activated without hesitation. Pyre. It was still trying to bite Fang Bing. The body surface began to ooze blood. I don't even care about attacking again. Howled. But he didn't die immediately. Fang Bing understood. The magnetic field control can indeed control the metal elements in the living body. It's just that it may be because those metal elements are too small. So, controlled by Fang Bing's current level 1 magnetic field. Not enough to cause too much lethality to creatures. Subsequently, Fang Bing held out his hand. Activated the healing ability. Instantly healed it again. Brother Pingtu was injured just right. Started turning around and biting again. Fang Bing activated the magnetic field control again. It howled again. Fang Bing healed it again. It healed and continued to bite. Fang Bing was not convinced. Decided not to cure and took this thing today. Not going home. Spend it. Then, a tug of war has begun. Fang Bing repeatedly treated Brother Pingtu. Brother Pingtu repeatedly howled and bit. 2 hours later. Fang Bing convinced. Paji threw it away. You are awesome. Go away. But it doesn't. After landing. Yelling and screaming, he rushed towards Fang Bing in a daze. Fang Bing, for this kind of strong-willed guy. Still quite appreciative. Didn't kick it to death. Instead, a bunch of meatballs were recruited from the portable space. Throw it to your feet. Brother Pingtu was still tearing at Fang Bing's ulu metal trousers in vain. Until you smell the aroma of meat. Only then let go of his mouth. He rushed towards the meatball. Fang Bing didn't leave either. Watch it finish the meatball. The system soon remembered the beep. Fang Bing got Pingtu's ability list. Honey Badger. If you don't accept it, do it LV10. Brother Pingtu is the most fearless animal in the world. He thinks that he will always be the one who hangs the most. Super Claw LV3 Pingtu has very sharp claws, which is convenient for him to hunt prey, and his chest is honeycombed. Super Poison Resistance IV6. Brother Pingtu has strong poison resistance, and can easily eat King Cobra as spicy noodles. Super Thick Skin LV2 Pingtu brother has very thick fur, which can resist the attack of the enemy. Super Speed LV1 Pingtu has a fast running speed and can easily reach 10 km per hour. Fang Bing took a look at the ability list of this flat-headed boy. Finally, I know how Brother Pingtu got his name. Life and death are bearish, just do it if you don't accept it. Draw. Congratulations on getting Super Claw V3. Well enough. Anyway, Fang Bing just did it conveniently. I didn't expect to extract any important abilities from it. However, the ability of the claw seems to be useful. Although Fang Bing is not used in human form. And very tasteless, because he has material conversion. It can be transformed into an ulu metal weapon casually. But Fang Bing also has shapeshifting skills. Think here. Fang Bing grinned. Invoked shapeshifting. Then, 2 flat-headed brothers appeared on the ground. They look exactly the same. After Fang Bing became a flat-headed brother. He waved his paws a few times. The claws were found to be quite sharp. Then he turned on the Super Claw LV3 moment. His claws have changed. It seems to be sharper. Still shining coldly. Fang Bing ignored the other one and finished eating the meatballs. The flat-headed brother who was still sniffing drunkenly on the ground. Instead, a stone was found nearby. A paw patted it up. Thorn. A deep crack was drawn in the stone. But, at present, the power is only so much. Fang Bing has no plans to continue upgrading this ability for the time being. Because even if it reaches the full level, it doesn't help much for him now. But, waiting for his shapeshifting upgrade in the future. What kind of legendary creatures such as dragons and yuan-devouring beasts can be transformed into? Then you can integrate the sharp claws again. The power should be much stronger than the weapons of Uru metal. Subsequently, Fang Bing changed back to human form. At this time, the flat-headed brother who has been fed. It's over now. not to be overwhelmed by Fang Bing's strength. Instead, it was conquered by the deliciousness of meatballs, which it had never eaten before. Now start to circle around Fang Bing, and no longer attack him. Just keep yelling. Fang Bing ignored it. Opened the portal directly. Out of here. When he stepped out of the portal, he has returned to his villa. At this time, his cell phone rang too. Fang Bing took it out and took a look. It turned out that he was ked to death by Hydra before. The bald chief who was seriously injured and hidden was calling. He answered the phone without hesitation. Director Nick Fury, are you in good health? Have you found that Gideon from Hydra? Fang Bing answered the phone. He directly asked what he wanted to know the most. He hadn't forgotten that Gideon and Baron Strucker were going to kill him. And Gideon is not an easy guy. In his hand is a boulder that can travel through space. A planet with access to outer space. The hive of the god of Hydra. Just being exiled there. So many years. Hydra does not know how many vanguards were sent to that planet. Attempt to save the hive. Gideon these decades. Have done similar things many times, it's just been unsuccessful. Fang Bing for the hive the god of Hydra, and that planet in outer space. All are still interested. The hive's ability is abnormal. Quite perverted. In addition to fear of the vacuum. There are basically no other weaknesses, if only Fang Bing could get his ability. That's the perfect match. Because of Fang Bing's physique. Not afraid of vacuum environment at all. That's why Fang Bing misses Gideon so much. It's not just about revenge. This is also a fast way to improve strength. But the bald director called, not because Hydra Gideon was found. It's to tell him that S.H.I.E.L.D. has risen from ruin. It has now been reorganized, and in order to thank Fang Bing for destroying the Hydra of the 3 helicarriers before. A big help to S.H.I.E.L.D. Hope Fang Bing can come to the appreciation reception held by S.H.I.E.L.D. Fang Bing heard this, immediately wilted. What are you doing? How many glasses of wine would you like to thank? It's fine to drink, anyway, you don't have any good wine, should you give me something good to thank you? Fang Bing asked the bald director speechlessly. The bald director heard this, immediately regretted it. I feel cheap to make a woolen phone. This guy finally offered to help once. I don't mention it myself. Wouldn't this be the case? But since Fang Bing has said it, I also said that I want to thank others. Talk back now. Isn't it a slap in the face? So the bald director could only ask stiffly. Well, thanks are due. What do you want? By the way, you know, most of the Curry's things in S.H.I.E.L.D. warehouse were taken away by Hydra. Fang Bing listened to the hypocritical words of the bald chief opposite. Just know what he is thinking. That Fang Bing was not prepared to be polite to him at all. I remember that S.H.I.E.L.D. has an underground base called Lighthouse. It looks like a few broken stones in it. Why don't you give me that as a thank you gift? N. Lighthouse base. In Fang Bing memory, is the ultimate secret base of a S.H.I.E.L.D. There are 3 boulders preserved at the bottom of the base. These boulders are of alien origin. They can travel through time, travel through space, and create matter respectively. Used together to open a portal to another dimension. That dimension is that of the dead. This kind of thing. Never mind what you can do after you get it. If there is a chance to get it. Fang Bing will definitely not give up, but. The bald chief was dumbfounded. What lighthouse base? How can he not know? Fang Bing, are you talking nonsense? He thought for a long time. I also didn't realize that S.H.I.E.L.D. has any lighthouse base. So he asked Fang Bing. Fang Bing flirted with him for a while. This is basically certain. The bald chief doesn't know anything about the S.H.I.E.L.D. lighthouse base at the moment. So, Fang Bing can infer, or there is no lighthouse base in this world at all. But this possibility is not high. Or the lighthouse base is still under the control of the longevity people. No one at S.H.I.E.L.D. knows the address of that thing. Only the immortal knows where that place is. Immortals. A race of alien mechanical androids who live forever. They sent observers to Earth. It has lived on the Earth for more than 30,000 years. It has been observing and recording the development process of the Earth people. Currently a neutral force. And the longevity people also have their own home planet. Technology can be regarded as extremely top-notch in the entire universe. But, since the bald director doesn't know about the lighthouse base now, then Fang Bing can only change the conditions. I remember you have an alien communicator in your hand. How about you press it, call that pretty girl back to Earth, and have a drink with me? Waterfurk? The bald chief was stunned, because the interstellar communicator in his hand It was given to him by Captain Marvel Carroll before he left Earth. Let him be in the most critical moment, to press. Call Captain Marvel back to Earth. But this thing. He never told anyone. Didn't tell anyone. How did this guy Fang Bing know? The bald chief was dumbfounded. But Fang Bing, the magician, has too many strange facts. A few seconds passed. The bald chief was relieved. Let's pretend Fang Bing knows the big divination. After he recovered, he refused and said, since you know the communicator, you should also know that I can't use it yet. Fang Bing was not too disappointed, he just mentioned it casually. The original expectations were not high, moreover. Now he probably can't beat Captain Marvel. It really made the bald chief call her back. Not sure who feeds whom. Seeing that he won't get any benefit from the bald chief. Fang Bing is too lazy to talk to him anymore. Get ready to hang up. But just when the call button is pressed. He remembered someone. So he asked, where is Dr. Banner recently? Fang Bing remembered. Own current physique. It is only a 9-level super physique. You can break through to the next level under the blessing of Odin. And the Hulk was one of the main targets of his breakthrough. Before, when Captain America and Natasha Romanoff got into a fight with Hydra. He didn't show up either. That's why Fang Bing asked. When the bald director heard that Fang Bing didn't say anything more about thanking him. Immediately came the spirit. He replied, some time ago, Dr. Banner was studying the matter of controlling transformation. In the past 2 days, S.H.I.E.L.D. has been rebuilt. I also invited him to the reception. Fang Bing listened. Have to. What is this hesitation? Go. Immediately changed his attitude. He said to the bald director, the rebuilding of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great event. How can I be absent from such a place? Alas, when is the reception? I will definitely go there. The time for the reception is not today, but 3 nights later. The location is on the space carrier of S.H.I.E.L.D. After Fang Bing knew the time and place, I don't bother to talk nonsense with the bald chief. Resolutely hung up the phone. Go into the villa lobby. See Wanda watching TV intently. It's still a basic and rotten brain-dead drama. Helplessly sighed. Back to the bedroom directly. Start meditating. My mind sank into a void. Start drawing cosmic energy from the universe. Exercise mental strength at the same time. Midnight. Fang Bing finished his meditation. Because he remembered that he hadn't gone for a run for 2 days. When will super speed be promoted if you don't run? Now the super fast speed has already stretched his hips a bit. And the level is only 2nd level. Running is not as fast as accelerating with psychokinesis plus magnetic field. Even the speed of sound has not been broken, Fang Bing decided. Just work harder. Otherwise, such a strong super ability. A super ability that can run through time and travel through time. Isn't it wasted by yourself? Then, he is in the bedroom. Opened the portal with one hand. Next moment. Appeared above the sea. Why choose to come to the sea? Because of the road I used to exercise and run. It's too short for him now. Even if it is a 2nd level super speed. He can also run at a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. So, unless he's been running in circles on the road. Otherwise, it is easy to run without knowing where to go. It is also easy to be photographed by the camera. So, just come to the sea. And this is not the first time Fang Bing has come to the sea for a run. When he came for the first time, he also met the king of Xandar. Meet Gila in captivity. He also came and ran a few times after that. So now it's a breeze. Run wildly, facing the waves. Facing the sea breeze. Dressed in the light of the stars and the moon. He's off. A long water wave was stirred up by his running steps. Rapidly extended beyond the horizon of the sea. 1 hour. 2 hours. 3 hours, because I ran less these days. So Fang Bing decided to make up for the previous exercise tonight. Just kept running like this, although the body is not tired. But he kept looking at the unchanging sea, always a bit dull. So, Fang Bing simply closed his eyes, while running. While trying to see if you can meditate while exercising. Running in the sea anyway, he doesn't need to watch the road either. No matter where you run, you won't hit the wall. No need to use your brain. Just put your legs out there and run. Fang Bing decided according to meditation. Start testing. After a while, he discovered that it was indeed possible to enter a meditative state. It's just that meditation works poorly. Not as good as 1/10 of meditation. And once in a meditative state, it was as if his mind had left his body. You can no longer control your body movements. The legs stopped walking. Will stop running soon. Then, he came to a conclusion with regret. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Meditate while doing other things is unlikely. Anyway, he can't do it now. So he stopped meditating, started to continue running. Another 2 hours later, here comes the surprise. Congratulations on increasing your super speed to 3. Fang Bing waved his hand excitedly. On the surface of the sea, more than a dozen dragons were recruited to absorb water, swaying on the sea surface with the sea breeze. After the excitement, only then did he take a closer look at the super speed after the new upgrade. Super speed LV3. Your speed is very fast, very fast, very fast. Nonsense. What shit introduction. Up to level 3 is 3 very fast. Wouldn't it be very fast to reach 10th level? Anyway, tell me how fast it is. Never mind. Fang Bing was too lazy to read this boring system introduction. Just run a few laps and try it yourself. Step forward. Attack. A wave of more than 10 meters high was stirred up on the sea surface. Fang Bing ran away instantly. Too fast. Everything around. They all retreated like phantoms. Fang Bing would be particularly powerful if not for his physique and reflexes. Certainly out of control. After running like this for more than half an hour, Fang Bing has already seen the coastline ahead. Only then did he know. I have crossed the ocean myself. He didn't run enough, so I changed direction. Turn around and continue running. This time he closed his eyes again. Didn't try to meditate. Just quietly experience this rapid feeling. He roughly calculated. Current speed. It has reached a speed of 3,000 per hour. Only. It has more than doubled the speed of sound. It's more than double his current limit flight speed. Originally he ran so fast. A chain of sonic booms will surely be set off. You can even feel strong wind resistance, but this ability is super fast. It's not just about making Fang Bing run fast. And while he was running with this ability, a unique energy is produced. Protected his body, so that he did not feel the friction of the air at all. So, naturally, there is no wind resistance. No sonic boom cloud is created. Boom. Fang Bing was thinking while running extremely fast. But it felt like I hit something, and walked through it. He hastily opened his eyes, stopped running. Then looked back. F*K. Fang Bing actually saw the sea several miles behind him. There is an ocean freighter. What made him lie even more? A ship full of cargo. At this moment, it is slowly sinking crookedly towards the sea. Because a strange big hole appeared in the middle of the hull. Through the hole, you can also see the sea on the other side of the boat. And at this moment, seawater is flowing into the ship along the big hole. The freighter is about to disintegrate. Fang Bing knew what he had just bumped into. Also no. Don't help me anymore. That freighter probably sank like the Titanic. And it is estimated that few of the above people can survive. The troubles that I make definitely have to be solved by myself. He was not cruel enough to kill so many innocent people at once. Sighed. Fang Bing quickly ran back again. 2 seconds later, he has come to the freighter. Regardless of the crew members on the ship who were screaming for help. He put his hand on the freighter, initiated a material conversion. Start repairing the large hole in the damaged hull. Fine. The place where the ship hit him. The interior is just warehouse. There are no mechanical instruments, so after he repaired the surface of the hull, the freighter is no longer flooded, it has been restored. To avoid being seen by the crew, on the news again. Fang Bing finished repairing the freighter. Open the portal directly and leave the sea. It's just that he didn't expect it. The monitoring room on the freighter. Someone opened his mouth to watch the scene where he walked into the portal and disappeared. Turn out to be this ocean freighter. All have cameras installed. Especially around the hull. There are no dead ends. And it is monitored 24/7. This prevents pirates from sneaking onto the ship to hijack the freighter. And now, the scene where Fang Bing just repaired the cabin. And the scene of opening the portal and leaving. All were fully photographed. And people on the freighter. The monitoring playback was called. When checking the cause of the abnormality of the ship frame by frame. It is also clearly photographed. That magician. The moment when one head smashed into a hole in the cabin. Although it is still late at night, but a bold post began to circulate on the internet. Aroused the strong interest of netizens. Muscle Demon Man crashed into the ocean liner and absconded. The post contained several dark and blurry surveillance pictures. It has the moment when Fang Bing smashed the giant ship. There are photos of him standing on the sea repairing the freighter. And the image of him leaving through that iconic portal. At last. The poster claimed to be an ordinary crew member on the ship. Strongly condemned this dangerous behavior of Muscle Demon Man. And asked him to compensate the mental damage of the whole ship. And pay for a comprehensive safety inspection for the freighter. Otherwise, it threatens to take Muscle Demon to a class action in court. Then. Sand sculpture netizens, watch the news. It started to quarrel. Someone standing freighter crew. Someone stood Muscle Demon. It was so noisy. But. More people don't care about this at all. Instead start advocating. It's time to change the name of Muscle Demon. Because after seeing this incident, sand sculpture netizens feel that they have a new understanding of this magician. Some technical masters. By analyzing the time stamps on several surveillance photos of Fang Bing crashing into the cargo ship in the post. Quickly calculated the approximate speed of Fang Bing when he crashed into the freighter. The lowest speed is more than 800 meters per second. It has a speed of more than 800 meters per second. And it can also directly cast steel. An ocean-going freighter capable of navigating the rough seas of the sea. Straight through a big hole. How the hell does this look like a magician? This is totally a violent battle. Then. A new round of voting on the new title of Muscle Demon. Soon to be launched online. The person who initiated the vote. It's no longer the little goldfish who loves to eat cats, last time. And was initiated by a man named Little Cat who doesn't eat cat food. The title in the voting options. There are as many as 50. There are all kinds of messy titles. It is enough to satisfy the novelty hunting psychology of any sand sculpture netizen. After Fang Bing left from the sea, I went straight back to the villa. It was still dark, because tonight was too exciting. He was ready to catch up on his sleep. Comfort yourself. After walking out of the bedroom, Fang Bing lay directly on the bed. Close your eyes before falling asleep. He habitually listened to the movement on Wanda's side. Then. He heard that Wanda was still awake. Her heart was pounding. The blood flow accelerated. Lying in bed. Arch your body. Laughing and playing with the phone. The little hands are on the phone screen. The crackling is almost a phantom. Fang Bing was a little angry. It's midnight and I still don't sleep. Still play on mobile phone. So he recruited a duplication directly in Wanda's room. He stepped forward and slapped the bulging place in the bed. Go to sleep. Duplication taught Wanda a lesson. It dissipated directly in place. Wanda in bed was suddenly attacked somewhere. The body couldn't help shaking. His face also turned red. Then I heard Fang Bing's voice again. Don't be shy. I was so scared that I was dumbfounded. It slowed down for a few seconds. Just remembered something. Turn off the phone quickly. Obediently cover your head and sleep soundly. Fang Bing only thought she was playing games before. See her obedient to sleep. Just leave her alone. I also started to catch up on sleep. AJDB. After half a day, it's already afternoon. Fang Bing woke up. Opened the portal. Came to London. 2 days until the Shield reception. He plans to continue setting up stalls these 2 days. Improve scientific knowledge. After coming to London, he went straight to another college nearby. The dining car was recruited. Changed shape. Pushed to the school gate. Just when he was preparing to make today's dark dishes. Suddenly Polaris Lorna came to mind, so he took out his phone. Give her a call. The phone rang for about 10 seconds before it connected. Then Lorna's surprised shout came from the phone. Boss. Is the stall open? Where are you? I'll rush there now. Fang Bing could hear it clearly. Lorna's side is inside the school. And the sound of the teacher's lecture. In class. Forget it, next time. Although Fang Bing likes to skip classes very much. After going to college, I didn't take a few classes seriously. But he still doesn't want to do that. Bewitching little girls to skip class and not study hard. Lorna heard Fang Bing say this. In a hurry over the phone. The spirit of migrant workers. Things like going to school. How could it be an obstacle preventing her from working? Don't, I'm out of school, go now. Fang Bing heard this. Just knew she was lying, but he didn't bother to expose her. Then he told her the address of his dining car. Just hung up the phone. Start making dark dishes. Although there is an extra Lorna as a follower. But Fang Bing still plans to switch to dark cuisine. In order to avoid people figuring out the rules of their own stalls. This time, he chose an Oriental specialty again. The person you like is love to the bottom of your heart. People who don't like it, it looks disgusting. Call out the food maker, with a thought. Start making things on the fly with your own ideas. 10 minutes later, 1,000 special meals was manufactured again. He put some on the counter. The rest were never placed in the portable space. Instead, it was piled directly in the dining car. After everything is ready, he thought about it. Made some canned herring from last time, put it in the dining car. Prepare to treat it as a salary for Lorna. Then sat down and played the game. Not 2 minutes later, Lorna came nearby. Seeing the dining car is as happy as seeing a baby. He ran straight over. There was a knock on the dining car door. Fang Bing opened the door for her. Let her in. Boss. What's your job today? Lorna is possessed by the soul of a migrant worker. The first sentence of meeting starts to concern about how to get the job done. Fang Bing heard this. Very pleased. You pick up some food, take this small table, and go to the school gate to help sell it. Fang Bing actually doesn't need Lorna to help him sell. Because the aroma of food is enough to attract diners. Let her set up a stall. It's just a matter of finding something for her to do. Lorna heard Fang Bing's arrangement. Obediently picked up the small table. Started getting some food from the food truck. Ready to set up a stall at the school gate. But when she picked up the food that was going to be sold today, was surprised to find it wasn't the last canned herring. Even in canned packaging, but changed the style. Boss. What is this? Can I have one? See, Fang Bing nodded. She just picked up a metal can, lifted the lid. Just opened, she smelled an extremely special fragrance. Produced a strong appetite, so she thought. Not canned herring though, not stinky though. But it smells delicious too. Then the next second when she saw the contents of the can, she yelled out immediately. Boss. What is this? What a pervert, it's too disgusting. Polaris Lorna is clearly no ordinary person. She's a werewolf who can eat canned herring like jelly. But see what's inside this can. She also felt unacceptable. What's in the jar? Like eggs. It's like a half-hatched chick. Great impact. That's right. The dark cuisine made by Fang Bing this time. It is one of the famous Oriental specialties. Some people call it live beads. Some people also call it a hairy egg. People who don't like to eat, it's cruel to look at. People who love to eat, inseparable every day. This is a good thing, you have opened the lid, don't waste it. Fang Bing said with a faint smile. Polaris just wanted to continue complaining. Only then opened his mouth. The roasted egg in the jar exudes a strong fragrance again. Straight into the nasal cavity. Blocked what she was about to say. Do you want to try it? Although it looks disgusting. But it smells so good. After a while of struggling, Lorna still used her strong will. Closed eyes. Raise your hand. Stuffed the baked egg into his mouth. Wow. So fragrant. She sensed a purer scent than canned herring. Burst in the mouth. Stimulated her taste buds. Couldn't help chewing. This is too delicious, right? By the way, Lorna was once again conquered by Fang Bing's dark cuisine. 10 seconds later. Wait until she finishes eating this baked egg. I have changed my mind. What? Poor unborn chicks. Is it cruel to roast them? No, no, no. None of them were born. None conscious. What's so pitiful? Grilled and eaten by itself. This is their greatest glory. This is the most serious way to eat eggs. All other ways to eat. All heresy. 2 minutes later. Wait for Lorna to finish savoring the wonderful taste of grilled edamame. He turned his head to look at Fang Bing. He stared at him helplessly. Boss. Can you add 2 more to your daily salary? I will work harder to serve you. Yes, remember, this is called roasted eggs. Fang Bing glanced at her, said casually. Oye. Polaris Lorna jumped up happily, not very old. But also choppy. Fang Bing was dazzled for a while. Thank you, boss. Then I'll go to work. Wait until Lorna is gone. Fang Bing also opened a can of baked mayonnaise. He closed his eyes and stuffed it into his mouth. Good. It was better than the ordinary baked eggs he ate in his previous life. It's so delicious. Actually, this thing is hard to accept besides looking at it. The taste is really unique. Fang Bing finished a can. Just feel. Today's dark dishes may not be strong enough. 80% of them will not be able to achieve the effect of canned herring last time. Next to the school gate. Lorna is already under the strange eyes of passing college students. Set up a stall. Then she decisively opened a can of roasted eggs. Put it on a small table. Let it continue to exude an attractive fragrance. Pedestrians passing by. His face changed immediately. Chi Shushu turned his head and began to look for the source of the fragrance. Soon. They then found the aroma from the jar of food in front of Lorna. Hello. How do you sell this? Lorna just forgot that she didn't put the price tag. Hastily got off the table. She took out the small tag that Fang Bing made for her. Here, 51 cans. Then. Diners. Their tangled and complicated psychological journey began. Ding ding ding. Fang Bing is eating his 5th baked egg. A continuous system prompt sounded in my mind. He looked up. Turns out it was Lorna that was already open. Only then did I forget that I didn't bring out the roast chicken to attract diners. Then. But since the sale at Lorna is so hot, he decides. Take it easy on yourself. Sell it all to her. It also prevents diners who don't have long eyes from asking questions to bother me. He doesn't want to play games today. Then I started to check the ability list of the diners I just acquired one by one. It's a pastime. Actually, Fang Bing thinks it is very interesting to look at other people's ability list. Because a person's life experience in this lifetime. What will he do? What did he do? Is it an LSP or a gay? Fang Bing can be seen through a person's ability list. After all, ability list does not just show a person's super abilities. To know, Fang Bing has drawn a lot of practical abilities now. For example, Playhouse IV10, you are very good at pissing and muddy, and you know superb playhouse skills. Manually enter the Sage mode LV10. Your hands-on ability is extremely strong, and the technique is superb. You can put yourself into the Sage mode in just a few seconds. Intestinal habit technique LV10, you can. Not suitable for children, slightly. Too much. Fang Bing has obtained countless of these interesting abilities. Him now. If the ability is fully open, immortals directly. So, when Fang Bing is bored, I will also look back at other people's ability lists. It's just for fun. Kill time. But, today Fang Bing was checking the ability list of diners. Soon a surprise was discovered. Teresa Cassidy. Spanish LV1. Her Spanish is very good, and she knows all the tricks. Ballet LV6. Her ballet is beautiful and moving, much beyond the average level. Soundwave IV3. She can combine sound waves with spiritual power to emit sound waves with various functions. God-given throat IV9. She has a natural throat and can sing in any range of tones when she sings. Her mouth and throat are beyond ordinary, and it can also make people deeply addicted, trapped, and unable to extricate themselves. Taekwondo IV1. When she uses the Taekwondo she has learned, she can't even beat Erha. Although Fang Bing didn't recognize the name. But on her ability list, deeply shocked. Especially want to go deep into it and explore slowly. Then. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining the Soundwave V3. Good. Especially if you haven't drawn the Throat of Heaven. It looks even better. Fang Bing is very satisfied. Although he doesn't know this girl's name that contributed a super ability to him. But he also knows, it's called the ability of Soundwave. It should be obtained from Sonic Girl, right? Fang Bing only knows. There is a Sonic woman in Mutant in the Marvel Universe. As for her name, I really didn't know before. Want to come? Teresa. This should be Sonic Girl's real name. But Fang Bing didn't care about these, because as far as he knows so far. The mutant of this world. So far it's still a mess. What comes together to form the X-Men? What hijacked the president, attacked big cities and turned the world upside down? Him so far. Never heard of these deeds. This means. The mutant of this previous universe. It has always been hidden. Hidden from common people. Some don't even know they're mutants. And on the web. On the media. There is basically no information on such people. It's as if the public doesn't know these things at all. In this situation. Fang Bing estimates. Only agencies like S.H.I.E.L.D. know about the existence of mutant. So. For things like the occasional mutant who contributes his ability. He has calmed down. He didn't even think about finding the Sonic girl who ate the baked eggs just now. Because Fang Bing knows. Even if you find her. It doesn't help either. Bachung's family is still a college student obediently going to school. As for relying on her to find other mutants, it might as well be quicker to set up more stalls. As for Sonic Girl's super ability, Fang Bing still knows something. She can control sound waves, create a sonic boom, sonic flight, and generate shields. It can also use sound waves to interfere with human sensory nerves, causing disorientation, trance, coma, dizziness, vomiting, and hypnotic ability. Even more awesome, she can also sing the song of the banshee siren. Affects humans with a special sound wave. Make the target no matter what gender or sexual orientation. They can't help falling in love with her. There are so many magical uses of sound waves. Only Fang Bing doesn't think that only Sonic IV3's Traina can do everything. And in the end, this super ability that I got. How powerful it is now. What can I do? You can only find out after Fang Bing has finished setting up the stall and carefully studied it. But this ability, in Fang Bing's view, the potential is not small. Because it is stated in the introduction, this super ability is a combination of sound waves and psionic energy. Can only be used, so, Fang Bing thinks. Since it involves energy. The cosmic energy that you draw from the universe when you meditate. It should also enhance this ability. Even if you can't get the upgraded version of this ability in the future. You can also practice and improve it slowly. It will eventually be upgraded to full level. After smoking the surprise of the Sonic Girl, Fang Bing started salting fish. He didn't bother to continue looking at the ability list. I'm going to keep it and draw together later. As for now, that definitely means taking out the phone to play games. I have played enough 5-5 battle games, also played enough RPG games. He's going to try something special today. In fact, it is playing Go. Play Go online. Suddenly thought of this. It was because he found that his Go ability had integrated upgrade to the full level. He wants to try. Can it be invincible all over the world? Then, directly found a well-known battle platform. This is the place where professional Go players often practice their hands. There are endless gods from all walks of life. Registered an account called Can't Play Go. Began his fighting career. 2 hours later. Fang Bing is over. Feel dull. Too good. The opposite side is too good. No matter how many paragraphs are on the opposite side. Point 0 Face Fang Bing. All dishes. A random killing. At the beginning, someone scolded him on the public screen for frying fish with a trumpet. Scolding him not only fried fish on a small scale. And such a despicable nickname. During Fang Bing's game of Go. Hardworking waiter Lorna. Been back and forth several times. He moved out all the canned eggs he had put in the dining car. Also all sold out. At the moment is carrying a small table. Back in the dining car. He raised his chin at Fang Bing with a proud face. It's almost as if the words, "Quickly praise me," are engraved on the face. Good job. Here's your pay for today. Fang Bing gets off the counter. 10 cans were taken out. 5 herrings, 5 toasted eggs. Stack up high. Put it in Lorna's hands. Then he randomly took out a few pieces of cash from the cash box. Also on the counter. The money is for you too, are you happy? Lorna was stunned. Unexpectedly, Fang Bing not only gave her 10 cans. He even gave her hundreds of dollars. Lorna knows her financial situation all too well. Her financial status is no financial status. The last time I was at the Fang Bing food truck. She has no money on her. She said she didn't bring it. Actually, she didn't. I just said that I didn't bring any money so as not to be ashamed. Dan Aunt, who adopted her, didn't treat her well. It is a gift to her to be able to take care of her food, clothing, housing and transportation on weekdays. Pocket money is nothing all year round, and now. I only help this strange man as a waiter for half a day. Just got a few $100s. This can't help but make Lorna suspicious. This man won't have any bad intentions for himself, will he? Although this man who drives a food truck and sets up a stall, wearing a mask all the time, can't see the real face. But the body looks fine, but Lorna thinks. The more this kind of man is in good shape, worse. So. No, I still don't want the money, I only have canned food as agreed, and I can just buy each can. Lorna finished the sentence quickly. Just picked up the can. He ran away in a hurry and panic. Fang Bing. Oh, women eat. Fang Bing couldn't understand why Lorna ran away in a hurry. After all, his brainpower is not as strong as Lorna's. What's more, there is no such ability as telepathy. Can let him read the girl's mind. He handed Lorna some cash. It's not that there are any bad intentions, it was the last time he met her. Just know. She is poor. That's why he threw a few pieces of money at her. As wages. After all, the cash in the cash box. Turning back will also become waste. Useless for Fang Bing. And Lorna had a great day today. She sells all the baked eggs by herself. This keeps Fang Bing idle. This made him very satisfied. After Lorna leaves, Fang Bing also closed the stall. I found a remote place. Put the dining cart into the portable space. Then the portal was opened. Came to no man's land. This can be regarded as a fixed place for him to test ability in the future. After going out from the portal, came to the lake. He made a move, called out a deck chair, placed in the shade under a tree by the lake. After lying down, only then began to continue to organize and extract the ability list just obtained. Congratulations on obtaining the Geocytology knowledge IV2. Congratulations on obtaining Earth embryology knowledge IV5. Congratulations on obtaining the Earth environmental science physics knowledge V3. Congratulations, you have obtained Earth quantum mechanics knowledge LV5. Congratulations on obtaining Earth monetary economics knowledge IV6. Congratulations, you have obtained stealth V7. What a surprise, what a surprise. Fang Bing just smoked half. Once again, with sharp eyes, he saw that he had drawn a super ability. And this ability knows what it does at a glance. Invisible? Invisible man. Fang Bing understands. This ability has been demonstrated in many serious movies. It works great. Very nice. Enough to make Fang Bing memorable. Although it was a surprise, but Fang Bing didn't stop drawing abilities. After all, things still need to be done one by one. 10 minutes later, Fang Bing has exhausted the super abilities of all diners. Today was exactly as he thought. The number of people drawn was not as many as yesterday. 1,000 copies were sold. Only the abilities of about 500 people were drawn. This is because there are more repeat buyers than there were yesterday. After all, raw eggs have less of a smell than canned herring. There is less sensory stimulation, and it tastes better than canned herring. Some people like it after eating it. Repeated purchases are also considered normal. Fang Bing knew that he had miscalculated this time. Prepare to think hard. Change to a more effective dark dish next time. But, although the number of draws is small, but maybe because Lorna was hired as a waiter, luck has improved instead. Super ability directly drew 2. The overall scientific knowledge level has also increased by about half a level. Reached the level between the 7th and 8th grades. This level, it's already very high, basically means all scientific knowledge levels of Fang Bing has reached the basic level of university professors. But to this level, it's really just a matter of quantity. The low-level ability of integrate upgrade is more. Naturally it went up. Finished the extracted ability list. Fang Bing just stood up. The recliner was taken back. Get ready to try out your new 2 super abilities. He first turned on the sound wave, although this ability is not too top-notch. But it should be more practical, so Fang Bing is still looking forward to it. After ability is turned on, Fang Bing felt that there was more information in his mind. It surprised him, because when acquiring the ability before, except spells and some knowledge abilities, basically, no additional information will be given to him. That's why he needs it every time he gets an ability. Test yourself again to see what is the use and what can be done. But this sound wave is only level 3, but gave him some information. Fang Bing read it carefully, understood. The song of the female stronghold siren. It is the pronunciation and singing skills of this song. There is only this in the message. Other ways to use sound waves. Not at all. Fang Bing really understands. It seems that Sonic Girl is also very good at playing. Super ability has not improved much. It's time to develop this ability first. It seems to be of little use. With this message, Fang Bing also learned this function instantly. But this stuff doesn't do much for him. Why? Because he has a scepter. I really want to change the idea of controlling a person. Do you still need to sing? Directly scepter a little. In perpetuity. Much more reliable than the song of the Banshee Sirens. But out of curiosity, Fang Bing still plans to try. He looked away. I don't know when he ran to the Pingtu brother around him. He opened his mouth and made a score and sang. Just opened my mouth. I can't stand it anymore. What is this? How can it sound so good? How can a man like me sing such a beautiful and motherly voice? Fang Bing was just about to stop. He saw brother Pingtu looking straight at him. So he stopped immediately. Just know it works. He was not prepared to really let this flat-headed brother fall in love with him. That's disgusting. What's more, I don't even know if it is male or female. Finished trying Song of the Banshee Siren. Fang Bing has had enough of an addiction to novelty hunting. I started to seriously test the other functions of the super ability, the sonic wave. He based on his own understanding of this ability. Prepare to start with the attack power measurement. Then, he stood directly by the lake, facing the lake. Sonic super ability activated. He opened his mouth and roared. Crash. The lake in front of you, like a hurricane, instantly became choppy. The sound waves roared by Fang Bing in the lake water. Hit the waves, like a torpedo exploding underwater. He found another rock the size of a basketball nearby. Toss into the sky. Then he yelled at the stone again. The stone is broken. The power is acceptable. This is Fang Bing's first feeling about the sonic power of level 3. But he wasn't ready to try again, because what Fang Bing values is not the damage of this ability. It hurts no matter how strong it is. There are also great limitations. Because sound cannot travel in a vacuum, so this sound wave can only be used on Earth. Once out of the atmosphere, it is useless. This is not the same as the ability of the Inhuman King Black Bolt. The ability of Black Bolt, as far as Fang Bing knows, shouldn't be sound waves. Instead, energy can be used to simulate sound waves. Called onomatopoeia, can travel in a vacuum. Otherwise, why can he smash the planet with one voice? And Fang Bing is to be tested below. It is a special purpose of the sonic ability. And his subjects, it's still a lucky flat-headed brother. After an hour, under Fang Bing's serious research, after figuring it out, he can use this level 3 sonic super ability. What has been done? First, the Song of the Banshee Siren. Second, the place where the sound can spread has a good attack power. Third, you can create a sound shielding field, just like the sound shielding enchantment in fantasy novels, but this is made through scientific methods, and because Fang Bing's ability is low, it can only shield people within 3 meters around him. The sound of. Fourth, he can control the propagation of sound waves in a designated direction, achieving the effect of sound transmission within a short distance, but the range is only tens of meters. Other such functions. Fang Bing found that it was gone. He can't do anything with only sonic flight, but that's also normal. Because the current level of this ability is really not high. Can do this. It has already been shown that Sonic Girl knows that she has super abilities. I usually practice. Kind of like Polaris Lorna. A weakling who doesn't even know he's a mutant. The super ability drawn out is really scratching the head. So, on the Sonic super ability that has just been drawn and tested, Fang Bing's favorite is the function of sound shielding and sound transmission. These two abilities, everything he couldn't do before. And very practical, it can be used in various occasions. With this ability, last night, he doesn't have to call out duplication to remind Wanda anymore. Instead, it can be directly in your own room. Send the words directly to Wanda's ears, definitely. Fang Bing still prefers the way before. The Sonic super ability has been tested. The next step is to be invisible. Fang Bing has been looking forward to this ability for a long time. To know, he had obtained the super ability of time travel before. Can go through walls, go wherever you want. Now gains invisibility again. Perfect match. Fang Bing always feels that there is an irresistible force in the dark, encouraging him to do something. Imagine the future. Fang Bing looked towards this super ability in the ability list. Invisibility LV7. You can turn yourself into a completely invisible state, which cannot be detected by all instruments, and you can also bring other people to become invisible after the level is improved. After reading it, Fang Bing had question marks in his heart. After the level is raised, can you take other people to hide together? Is 7th grade considered high? Should it count? That means I can now hide with others. Oh. Correct. Fang Bing only remembered now. His time travel super ability. Just reach out to others. It seems to be able to bring others into the time traveling state. In conjunction with, it seems very good, stand by the lake. Fang Bing turned on the invisible super ability. As far as he knows, this invisible super ability, it should be owned by a mutant named Invisible Woman. Fang Bing suddenly thought of a question. This guy came to buy fried eggs. Is it hidden to buy? Did she pay? But it's okay. Fang Bing doesn't care about the money. I'm done thinking about it. He lifted his spirits. Start to test whether this super ability is easy to use. Launch. Fang Bing suddenly felt a special energy covering his whole body. Subsequently, it's as if nothing has changed. But when he raised his hand, it was found that there was only a piece of air left. Nothing exists. The arm is completely gone. Fang Bing looked down again. Really? The body is completely invisible. But the magic is, he can still clearly feel his own body. Own heartbeat. It's just out of sight, and the other side. The flat-headed brother who had been following around Fang Bing was stunned. It found that the strange creature it had just spotted was gone. The guy who used to feed himself meat is gone. Oh wow. Come forward. Ran to the location of Fang Bing Station. Start scraping the dirt on the ground. I want to see if that person got into the ground. Then, it's just covered by some invisible presence. It flew away with one kick. Subsequently, an orange-yellow portal appeared in place out of thin air. And then disappeared. Only the wailing of the flat-headed brother remained. Villa living room. Wanda is lying on the couch. Holding the mobile phone in one hand, he is laughing and playing with the mobile phone. The other hand was picking up potato chips from the bag of potato chips lying nearby. Feed it into your own mouth. At this time, an orange portal suddenly appeared in the living room. Wanda thought it was Fang Bing who came back. Quickly close the page on the phone. Wait for Fang Bing to come out of the portal. But after waiting for 2 seconds, not only did he not see Fang Bing coming out of the portal. Instead, the portal suddenly disappeared. Wanda is a little strange. But I didn't think too much about it. I thought Fang Bing was temporarily busy and would not return. Continue to pick up the phone and start he. Read a website forum post with relish. The sand sculpture netizens above are arguing. Which new title for Muscle Man should be voted on? She doesn't just watch. Sometimes I will reply in person. In my opinion, the title of Giant Muscle Flying Demon should be chosen, because your skin is itchy. Just when Wanda couldn't think of leaving. Fang Bing's voice suddenly sounded like a ghost in his ear. Ah. Wanda was so frightened that she hurriedly put away her phone. Jumped off the couch and run, but found out. The living room was still empty. Huh? She began to think that she was hallucinating. Some suspiciously walked around the living room twice. But nothing was found. No trace of Fang Bing was found at all. I've been playing too much on my phone recently, and I'm schizophrenic? In a minute. Wanda, who found nothing, changed the voice of Fang Bing just now. Think of it as an auditory hallucination. Continue. He took out his phone and started playing. Back to the post. While watching from time to time how the voting for the new title is going. Then, she felt that her ears were being grabbed. You made it online again? Fang Bing's voice. It came from the ghostly ear again. This time, Wanda knew it wasn't an auditory hallucination. Because her ears are still being pulled. No. It's not me. The person who initiated the vote is called Little Cat Who Doesn't Eat Cat Food. That's not me. Wanda, pinned down and unable to escape. He justified himself very well. Fang Bing laughed angrily. Do you still want to say that your online name is the little goldfish who loves to eat cats? Wanda nodded repeatedly. Yes, look, the two names are different. How could it be me? Hey. By the way, how did you become invisible? This ability is amazing, can you teach me? Fang Bing lifted the invisibility, also let go of her ears. Standing quietly in front of Wanda, he didn't say anything. Just keep looking at her. Until I saw Wanda and my heart started to tremble. Involuntarily stopped chattering, and the topic that she moved to somewhere. Slowly lower your head, then blushing. Consciously lay down on the sofa. The other side. A small city suburb in the Asan area. This is due to the time zone difference. It's still night. 2 invisible spaceships descend. Stopped on a wasteland. The hatch opens. Ebony Maw led several odd-shaped elite fighters. Walked down. They wear black cloaks. Cover up the original figure. After getting off the spaceship, taking advantage of the night, he walked into the small town. To the edge of the town, he found a random house and walked in. Killed the occupants inside. Occupy this residential area as a foothold. Do people on Earth live in this environment? No wonder they are just low-level races. An elite warrior with a muscular body that can't be covered by a cloak. Said with a look of disdain. Ebony Maw looked at the environment of this dwelling. Also frowned. But he didn't say much. Just arranged for the men to start working. Then, an elite warrior who came down with him. Take out a holographic display. Pick up the mobile phone dropped by the owner of the house. Plugged in a strange data cable. Data streams began to flash across the holographic screen. In a minute. Commander, you have connected to the communication network of this world. Started looking up news about Scepter and Proxima Midnight. Ebony Maw, they first came to Earth. And this time sneaked in quietly under the orders of Thanos. Want to get things done quickly. Naturally, information is needed. It is where they obtain intelligence most efficiently. Because, on every spacecraft that can travel long distances in the universe, almost all artificial intelligence exists. Help with data analysis. Determine the course. Already assisted with spaceship piloting. So Ebony Maw them. There is also artificial intelligence. Although not too strong, but it is enough to connect to the Earth internet. Screen and lock some key information. It's just that this process also takes some time. This Ebony Maw still knows. Then, when he was working under him. Then he looked at the situation of this temporary foothold. Looking for some Earth specialties. Taste it. This is also one of Ebony Maw's hobbies. Every time he arrives at a new planet. Be sure to try the local specialties. It can be regarded as a level universe wife. Ebony Maw took 2 steps inside the house. Found a glass of green liquid on the table. Is this the drink that people on Earth drink? Ebony Maw said to himself. Then he picked up the cup. Put it up to your nose and smell it. A smell of spices hits the nostrils. Look at the liquid in the glass again. Sticky. Green with yellow. Although it doesn't look good. But who is Ebony Maw? He is a level universe gourmet. This is nothing to him at all. He has seen more delicious food than this in the universe. For example, the Xandar star snail, although it is also a slimy mollusk. But it tastes delicious. Then, Ebony Maw picked up the cup and shook it twice. He drank it without any hesitation. I haven't waited for his son to taste the taste in his mouth. Belch. That viscous yellow and green liquid went down the throat and entered the stomach. Hey, what kind of food is this? Why does it taste so strange? Ebony Maw drank the whole glass, immediately disappointed with the food on the Earth. He thinks, that's it. Not as good as the food made by those non-human races he encountered in the universe. In the bottom of my heart, I look down on the Earthlings. Technology lags behind. The food is so poorly done. Such a trash race. It has no value at all. Then, he is also not interested in tasting other Earth food in this house. Standing directly next to the holographic screen. Start waiting for the eye to complete the search. After a few minutes, Commander, I found it. Ebony Maw, look. Really? Artificial intelligence has screened out all possible news about Scepter and Proxima Midnight. Then he looked carefully. Half an hour later, he figured out what Loki and Proxima Midnight were doing on Earth. What happened again? Through online news and other information, I learned that it is a human organization called Avengers. This led to the failure of the Loki and Proxima Midnight Proxima Centauri projects. In particular, when Ebony Maw saw a photo of the New York battle on the news. See photos on Magician Hammer Hulk, and the orange portal opened by the magician. Suddenly remembered. The one encountered earlier in space captured Corvus Glaive alive. Disassembled the magician of the space battleship. When he took Corvus Glaive, also opened this orange portal. Ebony Maw figured it out immediately. On the internet, this magician is called Muscle Demon. That's the key, because he not only participated in the New York War, also captures Corvus Glaive alive in space. Just find him. To find the Corvus Glaive, you can understand after the war in New York. The whereabouts of the Psychic Scepter and Proxima Midnight. Although Ebony Maw does not confirm the muscular magician in the New York War. Is it the same person who captured Corvus Glaive in space? But they do both release orange portals. So even if it's not the same person, there must also be a connection. So Ebony Maw started thinking, how to find this muscle magician on the internet. It didn't take long for him to think. Ordinary people definitely don't know the clues. Want to find this person. Still looking for members of the Avengers. Same things Muscle Man knows. Avengers members should also know. So, Ebony Maw immediately locked on to the first target. Iron Man. As for why him? Definitely because Iron Man is the easiest to find. Ebony Maw in the information obtained by artificial intelligence. No location information was found for other members of the Avengers Alliance. What Hulk? Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain America. It's as if this world doesn't exist at all. Their gossip is everywhere on the internet. But exact information on where these people are. But none can be found. Only Iron Man is the best to find. Not only is he the CEO of Stark Industries, have a fixed company location. The key is, not long ago, he had just declared war on terrorists on television. Post your address directly. So, when there are no other options, Ebony Maw decides, go meet this Iron Man first. Take him down. Get the whereabouts of Loki Scepter and Proxima Midnight from him. Even if you can't get these, also learn the whereabouts of other Avengers Alliance members. Or the whereabouts of Muscle Demon. Go, act. After Ebony Maw gave orders to the elite fighters, rubbing my slightly uncomfortable stomach, he took his men back on the spaceship. Fly towards Iron Man's beach house. After a few minutes, invisible spaceship came to hover over Iron Man's villa. The elite fighters jumped directly towards the villa. Ebony Maw unleashes psychokinesis, also followed. Fly towards Iron Man's villa. Inside the seaside villa, Iron Man is researching extremis in the underground laboratory. Suddenly the villa's alarm sounded. Jarvis hurriedly warned, "Sir, several unknown creatures suddenly appeared above the villa. According to the analysis, they are not Earth species. They are coming towards the villa with unknown weapons." Iron Man hears the words of Jarvis. Didn't care too much at first. Aliens. Maybe Thor brought the Asgards here? But then there was a crash from the roof of the villa. Let him realize that the Comer is not good. Quickly put on the latest Mark armor. Fly out of the villa. Came over the villa. This look. Only then did he discover that these alien visitors were not Asgardians. One by one looks strange, but when I saw it, I felt a fierce breath rushing towards my face. He also carries a variety of alien weapons on his back. It was falling from the air to his villa at the moment. Iron Man doesn't know where he got these aliens from. There was the Asgard man of Toddler first. He attacked immediately without meeting. Instead, he flew forward. Hey, those guys. Where are you from? What are you going to do here? Hey. Be careful, this is my villa. Ebony Maw and a group of elite fighters. As soon as I saw the iron armor of Iron Man, I immediately knew that the person in the sky was the target of this trip. Elite fighters. The remote immediately took out the alien energy gun. Start shooting at Iron Man. Good at close combat. Then jump on the villa with a weapon in hand. Swoops at Iron Man in the air. And Ebony Maw is too lazy to talk nonsense with the human in front of him. Psychokinesis was used directly. Fly towards Iron Man at top speed. And use psychokinesis remotely. Take control of Iron Man's armor. Prevent him from escaping. Iron Man never expected. He just came up to say hello. These aliens just don't talk about wood. He even went to war without declaring it. They also besieged him collectively. And he fell into a desperate situation in an instant. The holographic screen inside the armor was flashing red light at extreme speed. Jarvis also alerted him. The armor has already used its maximum propulsion. But still can't leave the place, and those energy guns attack with melee big axes. I'm about to chop him off. Iron Man was furious in an instant. Anxious and angry, but he knew he could only stay calm at this time. Otherwise, I will explain it here today, since I can't run. Then don't run away. Jarvis. Unleash all fire attacks. In an instant, the Mark armor firepower system was in place. Various missile laser energy bombs. Start attacking these aliens. But he soon found out. Own attacks. Hit those alien fighters. Basically useless. Especially weapons such as homing missiles with entities. Not waiting for the explosion. He was fixed in the air by the ugly alien flying in the air at the end. After that, he turned around and flew towards his armor. Fine. Because got a lot of vibranium from Fang Bing. Now Iron Man's armor has just been remodeled to full vibranium. Either those alien energy guns, or the tracking missile he launched himself. It cannot be broken in a short time. Those melee alien fighters. Swinging an axe. Cut on him. It just cut out a series of white marks on the Mark armor. It shook the heart of Iron Man in the armor, but although there is no life threatening for the time being, but he still couldn't move. Continue like this. Will be killed sooner or later. Then, Iron Man instantly understood. Also sober. With this battle armor alone, he can't beat it. Jarvis. All the mechas in the mecha library are participating in the battle. Blow them down. Follow his orders. A hidden gate in the villa below opened. Dozens of steel battle armor flew out with jets of flames. Fly into the air. Surround Ebony Maw and his men. Start pouring firepower. And Iron Man is at the moment. fully overloaded the arc reactor on the mech. The intention is to be able to get out of this inexplicable fixed state. Alien elite fighters. Although the defense is very strong. But how can it stand the firepower of dozens of Iron Man? Immediately, he was severely beaten, but this is the case. It only lasted 2 seconds, with a wave of ebony maw in the air. Dozens of Mark armors were all fixed, subsequently. Crackling. Dozens of armors began to be squeezed by an inexplicable force. The Man of Steel collapsed. Crash, within seconds. It turned into dozens of scrap iron in the air. That's not all. These dozens of mecha wreckage. Then it blasted towards Iron Man's vibranium Mark armor at a very high speed. The speed is fast. It's jaw-dropping. They all flew a sonic boom cloud in the air. Iron Man knew something was wrong early on, but at the moment even if he overloads the arc reactor, still can't get out. He was directly bombarded by dozens of groups of mecha wreckage. Fell down. Although the Iron Man in the vibranium mech was so shocked that he vomited blood. But he saw himself fall to the ground. Immediately realized that the chance of escape has come. Great. Overload the arc reactor again with full power. Forcibly adjusted the angle during the fall. Whoosh through the gate. Fly into the interior of the villa. Jarvis, immediately block all entrances. Before Ebony Maw and others caught up, within 2 seconds. All entrances to the villa are closed. See this happening. Ebony Maw smiled disdainfully in the air, in his mind. This so-called Avengers member. It has long been a bug in his palm. Squeeze to death as much as you want. What's the use of escaping into the villa? This human construction. How is it possible to block Thanos' elite fighters? It's even more impossible to stop him, the majestic 5 generals of Obsidian. Waved. Surround and catch alive, with one order. Elite fighters. Separate a team to guard each exit. Everyone else landed with Ebony Maw. Lai came to the gate of the villa. He looked at the gate of the villa. Ebony Maw gestured to the subordinates beside him. The elite soldiers immediately resisted with a portable energy cannon. A cannonball went towards the door. Boom. Then Thanos' elite warriors froze. Ebony Maw was also stunned. Because of the gate of the villa in front of him. After being bombarded by energy cannons, stand still. It's just scratched the surface, revealing the inner metallic luster. Ebony Maw definitely didn't want to believe this result. So he waved again. The elite soldiers opened fire collectively. Various weapons take turns. 3 minutes later. They stopped. Because of the long attack. It just left some insignificant scratches on the door of the villa. At this rate. Want to enter the villa? I don't know when I went. Ebony Maw steps forward. He touched the metal exposed under the scratches on the door of the villa. Ebony Maw couldn't help himself to Iron Man. Sending the most classic greeting in his native language. When he slowed down, he decorated it. Finally stopped greeting Iron Man in his native language. Roared angrily. What a prodigal thing, you even used vibranium as the gate. Vibranium. It is also an extremely precious metal in the universe. It is the top defensive metal in the universe. Usually. Only some extremely wealthy ones exist. To have a piece of armor made of vibranium, and now. What did Ebony Maw see? Someone actually used vibranium to build the gate of a villa. This is too much of a waste, he decides. I will go in later and catch this earthling. You must torture him well. Think here. Ebony Maw suddenly remembered. Why not go in through the gate? Just an ordinary villa. The fact that the gates are made of vibranium is ridiculous. Could the whole building be made of vibranium? Then. He ordered immediately. Blast through the wall and enter. 2 minutes later. Ebony Maw is wooded. All the Thanos elite fighters present were also dead. What kind of prodigal son is this? Do you really use tens of millions of tons of vibranium to build a villa? Just for safety? Ebony Maw followed Thanos across the universe for hundreds of years. Never seen this kind of operation. Moreover, this member of the Avengers Alliance named Iron Man. Where did you get so much vibranium? Such a precious metal in the universe. Is it worthless to him? Even laying the foundation of the villa with vibranium? Ebony Maw's mind has changed at this moment. He somehow wanted to get news from Iron Man. He also wants this vibranium villa. So much vibranium. If you can take it back. Dedicated to Thanos. Then his position among the 5 generals of Obsidian will increase rapidly. Replaces Corvus Glaive, the defeated man who was captured. Become the leader of the 5 Obsidian generals who are under 1 person and above 10,000. Bring the battleship over here. Blow it away. Ebony Maw is not without countermeasures, he thought about it quickly. The energy main gun on the space battleship. He now has 2 space battleships. Just keep bombarding the villa. Even if it's a vibranium cast. Can't resist for long. Soon. Ebony Maw's men adjusted the position of the space battleship. The ship's main guns were aimed at the gate of the villa. Boom. Boom. The spaceship fired. Villa vibranium was shaken. It trembled slightly. Shaking. The gate of vibranium also began to be bombarded non-stop by the 2 shipboard main guns. Gradually melted. Gradually shapeshifting. It won't take more than a few minutes to go on like this. The door is about to be blasted open, inside the villa. Iron Man was still rejoicing. Previously modified the spaceship for Fang Bing. In exchange for this vibranium villa, I think the aliens outside must not be able to get in. It was exactly as he expected at first, until now. He felt the trembling of the villa shake, through the surveillance around the villa that has not been damaged. Saw the 2 ships in the low sky. The space battleship that keeps bombarding the gate of the villa. Iron Man was dumbfounded. Waterfurk? Do you want to play it so big? Are the spaceships here? There are also 2 ships. Why are you bombarding my house with the ship's main artillery? Although things are a bit magical, but Iron Man finally knows how these aliens came to Earth. Oh. Sure enough, they are not Asgardians, not down through Bifrost. What's more, it came in a spaceship, at this time. Watching the melting villa gate, Iron Man knows. I can't handle this by myself, no more support. I'm afraid in a few minutes, I will be gone. So he quickly picked up a small communicator. Definitely pressed the button. This thing is the emergency rescue device that Fang Bing gave to Aunt May and Peter. As for why Iron Man also has, that is definitely because Fang Bing's entire set of remote communication equipment. It's all done with the help of Iron Man. At that time, after learning about the usefulness of Fang Bing asking him to make these small communicators, Iron Man decided to keep one, for future emergency use. Fang Bing had no opinion at the time, because I have always had a good relationship with Iron Man. So he left one by default, at this critical moment. Iron Man knows. Find someone else for help. It was too late. And even if it comes, 80% of them are also delivering food to aliens outside. Only look for Fang Bing. It is possible to save his life. Because Fang Bing is not only among everyone he knows. The most powerful one. The most important thing is, he also has portals, can come quickly, so. Iron Man didn't even make a phone call. I'm afraid Fang Bing has no signal in some inaccessible place. Failure to get through also wastes time. Just press the emergency communicator. The other side. Fang Bing is watching TV with Wanda. As for why he had to watch TV with her uncharacteristically. It's not because it feels so good when I just hit it. A little out of control. Start a little hard. Almost made Wanda cry. So, just watch TV with her. Coax a coax. Although Fang Bing is not a lover. But he also knows. Women. All the same. Just coax it. Really. Wanda, who was not angry at first. Soon he was lying in his arms with a hippie smile again and watching TV. Drip, drop, drop. A rush of sirens came from Fang Bing. Fang Bing heard this voice. Shocked. Almost threw Wanda out of the way. Quickly took out the communicator on his body. Find out who is in danger. Oh, it turned out to be Iron Man. Don't worry about it. He can't die that fast. Fang Bing turned off the communicator, and appeased Wanda for a while. Only then stood up. Opened the portal in the living room. Walked in. When he walked out, we've arrived at Iron Man's beach house. Appeared in front of an urgent Iron Man. What happened? Boom. The vibranium gate of the villa finally failed. It was directly bombarded by the ship's main gun. Only then did Fang Bing notice the surrounding situation. He listened with super hearing. Immediately beamed with joy. Ha ha. Great. Big fish delivered to your door. You are really my lucky star. However, if you encounter danger in the future, you must remember to press it quickly, and you will be gone if I come later. Iron Man couldn't figure out how to vomit. It's been 5 minutes since I pressed the SOS button, okay? What are you doing these 5 minutes? It took so long to open the portal. Could it be that his hands are shaking after masturbating too much? Can't cast the spell of the portal yet? Iron Man was full of complaints. But facing a man who is about to save his life, he finally just opened his mouth. No words came out. Nodded. Fang Bing didn't see Iron Man's reaction. Once here, his attention was already on Ebony Maw and others who were walking in from the outside. Counted. Plus Ebony Maw. There are 16 aliens in total. All of them are grotesque, but I feel that the strength is not bad. Fang Bing is extremely satisfied. These are all good boys. You will have to hold back a little bit later. Don't get killed. Outside the villa, Ebony Maw saw the gate finally being blasted open. The excited OU roared. It seemed as if victory was at hand. It seemed that the glory of the leader of the 5 generals of Obsidian was right in front of his eyes. Let the battleship get ready for the towing hook first, and the Congress will directly take this vibranium villa away from the Earth. Ebony Maw turned his head and gave instructions to a subordinate beside him. Then he led the rest of the elite fighters into the villa through the gate. Once in the villa, Ebony Maw found an anomaly. The Iron Man is not the only one in the villa. There is even a young Earthling, but he didn't care. Although he has some stomach discomfort today. But think so. Take your own powerful psychokinesis. It is by no means that these Earthlings can compete. Without further ado, when they met, they launched psychokinesis on the two of them. Try to control them. Then, he found himself only halfway there. The Avengers Alliance member named Iron Man was indeed under his control. But the strange young man next to him, disappeared. Boom. The next moment, before Ebony Maw realized it, he turned the corner. He found himself flying upside down in an instant. Turn out to be, he was blown away with a punch. Bang 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 bang. After Fang Bing punched. After testing out Ebony Maw's anti-hitting ability. Then he began to withdraw his strength. Punch after punch. Hit Ebony Maw. Every punch knocked him to pieces. But did not kill him. Severe pain. Make it impossible for Ebony Maw to focus on launching psychokinesis. Powerful force. He kept floating in the air. Unable to land. And those elite fighters next to him. He could only see an afterimage continuously attacking his commander around him. With weapons in hand. But I don't know what to do. Attack it. I'm afraid that even the commander will be killed together. Don't attack. I was afraid that the commander would be killed by others if he waited a little longer. But their struggle didn't last long. After 2 seconds. Fang Bing stopped attacking. These 2 seconds. He has punched Ebony Maw hundreds of times. This is still hard work. Otherwise the first punch is on the head of Ebony Maw. Just blow him up. This is not Ebony Maw to dish. Actually Ebony Maw's psychokinesis is very powerful. But Fang Bing is like a berserk warrior with extreme speed. 800 meters per second, he didn't lock himself in at all. An opportunity to unleash psychokinesis. The moment Ebony Maw was about to attack himself. It was already close to the body. It is impossible to beat him to death. With Fang Bing stop attacking. Snapped. Ebony Maw also landed. He was 2 seconds ago. Also high-spirited. Imagine being able to be the first of the 5 generals of Obsidian. And now he is 2 seconds later. Has been beaten like a puddle of mud. The bones of the whole body are broken. Only the last breath left. Ebony Maw has passed out. Thanos elite fighters around. Also finally able to see clearly the enemy standing in front of Ebony Maw. Then, subconsciously pulled the trigger. The speed of light of various energies, shoot towards Fang Bing. Then they see it. That horrible Earth human. He smiled at them inexplicably. Zilla. More than a dozen buckets of thick electric current erupted like a thunderbolt. Instantly hit these elite fighters. Knock them out. This is Fang Bing's mercy. Otherwise, his current, full-level electric shock. It can completely turn these alien fighters into black ash. As for why he showed mercy, that must be to feed them. Looking at the aliens on the ground, Fang Bing looked excited. He opened a portal first. Throw in the dozen or so elite Thanos fighters one by one. He has no time to pay attention to these miscellaneous soldiers now. Shut it up first. Soon there was only one Ebony Maw left on the ground. Fang Bing stepped forward, opened his mouth, stuffed a jellybean into it. It was found that Ebony Maw was unconscious and unable to swallow. He took out another stick and poked it. This scene. The Iron Man next to him felt a chill, but he was curious. What did Fang Bing feed this ugly alien? Fang Bing finished feeding the aliens. Seems to know his question. Turning around, he said to Iron Man, who hesitated to speak. Don't think too much. This is Dolly Pill, which is specially used to treat various internal and external injuries. One pill is effective. Do you want to take it? Fang Bing was originally just teasing. Unexpectedly, Iron Man actually nodded. Great. I was beaten up and vomited blood just now. I must have suffered an internal injury. Give me one too. K. He reached out and handed Iron Man a jelly bean. Then ignore him. He focused on his system messages. Just now. The system mechanical prompt has sounded. Extracted the ability list of Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw. Psychokinesis IV 9. His psychokinesis is extremely powerful, and his use skills are extremely superb, which has reached the peak level. Cosmic Food Appreciation IV 9. He has tasted the special food of countless planets in the universe, and he is a well-known foodie in the universe. Inducing Whispers LV 8. He was born with the super ability to use language to induce creatures. This is a terrible racial ability, and people with insufficient mental power are easily controlled by it. Space Battleship Pilot IV 9. He has rich knowledge in the operation and maintenance of various types of space battleships. Knowledge of Cosmic Physics LV 5. He is a cosmologist who has a deep understanding of the scientific knowledge of cosmic physics. After seeing the densely packed 1 or 200 abilities at the beginning of the universe in Ebony Maw, the water didn't even bother to take the ability. Reach out quickly. Cast healing on Ebony Maw. There will be only one breath left of Ebony Maw. Pulled back from the deathline, lest he accidentally die. Caused huge losses to Fang Bing. Then, because Fang Bing hit too hard. After a few minutes, Ebony Maw is under the treatment of Fang Bing. The injury is almost healed. Yo-Yo wakes up. Fang Bing saw that he was about to wake up. I'm afraid that he will make trouble again. Directly took out the Mind Scepter. Tapped on Ebony Maw's forehead. After a while. Only then did I take back the scepter with confidence. Leave him alone. Because. Time to extract the ability. Fang Bing is looking forward to it. Ebony Maw accept those cosmic knowledge abilities. It also has 2 kinds of super abilities. This is very uncommon. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining Psychokinesis V9. Perfect. 1 hit. Fang Bing was very excited. But in front of Iron Man, it's not easy for him to show the joy in his heart. So as not to be regarded as neuropathy, this ability is too important for Fang Bing. Previously he had only 1 level 6 psychokinesis on him. Normally it can only be used to assist flight. Or increase the power of the fist. Simply using it to fight is not powerful enough. But now, straight up to level 3, it's level 9. To know. Before Fang Bing psychokinesis was upgraded from level 5 to level 6. But it has fully increased its power by 4 times. If you follow this rule to increase the power, that 9 levels of psychokinesis, already very powerful. Only. Fang Bing has other things to attend to now. No time to test the power of the newly acquired psychokinesis just yet. He looked down at Ebony Maw, who was getting up from the ground. Where is your spaceship? Ebony Maw at the moment has been completely controlled by Fang Bing. Hear from the new owner. He replied honestly, it's outside the villa, preparing to take the vibranium villa away. Iron Man was dumbfounded. He is concerned about Ebony Maw being controlled by Fang Bing. Not so surprised. After the Battle of New York, a Loki scepter with mind control ability becomes Fang Bing's trophy. Members of the Avengers Alliance know this. He was dumbfounded. Are all your alien space battleships so powerful? How could he still take away his tens of millions of tons of vibranium villa? Think about it. He also asked. What technology does your spaceship have? How do you take away the vibranium villa? Can you shrink the villa? Ebony Maw listened to his questioning. Ignore him. Because his master is only Fang Bing. And Iron Man was in his eyes. Still just an earthling that he looked down upon. Fang Bing heard Iron Man's words, also very interested. So let Ebony Maw answer Iron Man's words. Our space battleship has a superlight engine on it, and the 2 spaceships can take this villa away from the Earth together. Hyperdrive. The information revealed in the words of Ebony Maw surprised both Fang Bing and Iron Man. Iron Man surprise. Purely because I heard about such advanced technology. Felt an opportunity to learn about exposure. That's why I'm so excited. And Fang Bing. It reminds me of the plan he had imagined. There are space battleships with hyperdrives. Wouldn't it be possible to explore the universe? Find other civilized planets. Looking for superpowers in the universe? And he also has portal spells. As long as you can take a space battleship to the depths of the universe, he can open the portal to and from the Earth at any time. These 2 spaceships. It is Fang Bing's key to the gate of the universe. And currently, The only problem Fang Bing faces is that how to seize control of these two space battleships. Ebony Maw also made it clear, on these two warships, some of the elite fighters and technicians who piloted the spaceship remained. At the moment, the tow hook and other tools are being prepared according to the order of Ebony Maw, ready to pull out the Vibranium Villa directly. Fang Bing glanced at Ebony Maw. I feel that he is there. Everything is not a problem. Then, he let Ebony Maw lead the way. He activated the invisible super ability he had just acquired. Became invisible. Follow behind Ebony Maw. Along with him, he flew to the space battleship hovering in the sky. Really. Not waiting for Ebony Maw to fly. The hatch of the space battleship opened ahead of time. Waiting for the return of his commander. Fang Bing's easy follower, Ebony Maw, entered the space battleship. Afterwards things are much simpler. The only ones left in the battleship are some of Thanos' subordinates who are not strong in combat ability. Those powerful ones had already been stunned by Fang Bing. Already in the metal prison of Uru under the sea. Fang Bing subdued these people easily, and used the psychic scepter to control them one by one. Subsequently, repeat the old trick. Flew to another space battleship with Ebony Maw. It was also successfully taken down. So far, Fang Bing became the only man on Earth with two space battleships. He started wandering around on the spaceship. Listened to Ebony Maw introduce him to the various facilities of the space battleship. Everything started fine, until Ebony Maw took him to a communication room. The communication receiver inside suddenly rang. Drip drip. Ebony Maw heard the voice, even if it has been controlled by Fang Bing. Still couldn't help shaking. Fang Bing gave him a strange look. Don't understand why he is like this. What's wrong with you? Ebony Maw scrunched his ugly face. He said fearfully, the only person who can get through this interstellar communicator is my former master, Thanos. Master, I can't let him know what's going on here. The strength of Thanos' army is too terrifying. What if? Fang Bing thought about it. Then he said lightly, take it, tell Thanos that you have failed, and let him send some more people. Ebony Maw was stunned upon hearing this. Even Thanos terrorized him. Don't think the new master in front of him can defeat Thanos. Subconsciously, I am very reluctant to do this. But he couldn't break free from the scepter's control. You can only obey Fang Bing's words. Then, Ebony Maw stepped forward. Picked up the interstellar communicator that had been ringing for a long time. Follow what Fang Bing just taught him. He shouted at the communicator. Thanos, my new master asked me to tell you that he is your father, so you, an unfilial son, should quickly send some people to Earth to serve him, otherwise he will go to the depths of the universe. I found you and crushed your balls. Deep in the universe. Thanos heard over the communicator. Ebony Maw arrogantly commits the above words. He held back his anger and clenched his fists. Wait for Ebony Maw to finish. Only then asked lightly, who is your new master? Tell me his name. He said he was your father. Beep, beep, beep. After a sentence came from the opposite side, Thanos frowned even more. Communications were cut off. Boom. Thanos punches the comm device. The communication equipment of the mothership was smashed into powder. Obsidian will be the remaining duo. Looked at each other. He didn't dare to come forward and say anything. Only Gamora, Thanos' beloved adopted daughter. Come forward. Father, let me take the fleet to the Earth, and I will kill all the humans on that planet to punish them for disrespecting you. Thanos shook his head. He gave Gamora a loving look. No, my dear Gamora, you can't go to Earth, it's too dangerous, not just you, I won't send anyone there for the time being. Speaking of which, Thanos raised his fist. Hold tight. The Power Stone has been found, and with enough power, we will eventually conquer that planet. Gamora, I have other, 997, tasks for you. Since Ebony Maw has rebelled, and there will be 3 missing in Black Day, then issue a recruitment order and choose their successors. The other side. On the Earth, in the space battleship. After Ebony Maw scolded Thanos, standing there with a bitter face. He knows. When I see Thanos again later, it should be his own death, but he couldn't complain about Fang Bing at all. Because although he still has his own thoughts, but after being controlled by the Mind Scepter, the bottom of my heart seemed to be sealed. There will no longer be any dissatisfaction and betrayal towards Fang Bing. Any order to Fang Bing will only be completely obeyed. Even if Fang Bing told him to commit suicide immediately, he'll do it right. And Fang Bing, by the mouth of Ebony Maw. After teasing the purple sweet potato essence, But there is no worry that Thanos will come to Earth with an army. Because he knows. Thanos sure wouldn't dare come now. Although I traveled to this universe by myself. Affected the development of many things on Earth. But it has not affected the depths of the universe much before. So count on time. Thanos probably doesn't even have a single infinite gems in his hands right now. The mind gem that originally belonged to him also fell into his hands. Regardless of the future, Odin is dead. Anyway now. The Ancient One isn't dead either. Odin wasn't dead either. Will Thanos dare to come to Earth with an army? Don't dare to borrow his courage, when he dares to come to Earth. At least you have to have a power gem on your hand, right? That's the power to destroy the Earth with one blow. Otherwise, coming to the Earth empty-handed is looking for abuse. So in a short time, Fang Bing didn't have to worry about Thanos coming to Earth himself to F*K himself. And if Thanos dared to send his men down, Fang Bing could only applaud. But he took 3 of Black Luan's 5 generals as younger brothers. Thanos sends the head this way again. Didn't he become a polished commander? So, Fang Bing thinks. Thanos is largely indifferent to himself at the moment. And later things. Let's talk about it later. Maybe when he actually confronts Thanos face to face at a later date. Can you beat him with one punch? And now. Fang Bing was thinking. What to do with these 2 spaceships and their crews. There were a total of about 30 crew members. There are more than a dozen powerful fighters already in prison at the bottom of the sea. There are more than a dozen people on the 2 space battleships. They were all under his control. These people will definitely be fed jelly beans. Extractability. An elite warrior of Thanos after all. No matter how you extract the ability, it can't be worse than ordinary people on Earth, right? What about after extraction? Are you keeping them all? It will be fine then. It's just that Fang Bing feels that there should be a better way to deal with it. As for the 2 space battleships, Fang Bing definitely won't use that much. But he is definitely not willing to give it away. How can we achieve maximum utilization efficiency? Fang Bing pondered. After a few minutes, he thought of an almost perfect plan. He turned his head. Ask Ebony Maw. Can these 2 spaceships be tracked by Thanos? Ebony Maw replied without any hesitation. Yes. K. Before Fang Bing changed the plan he had just thought of in his mind. Ebony Maw was heard continuing. However, I know a little about space battleships. I can remove the locator on it and change the communication channel to another frequency. Thanos will no longer be able to easily track these 2 warships. Fang Bing patted Ebony Maw on the shoulder vigorously. Slapped him staggeringly. You are very good. It is very useful to me. However, next time when you speak, don't cut off sentences. It is better to explain things clearly in one sentence. Then, Fang Bing asked Ebony Maw to transform the battleship. Make sure that these 2 space battleships enter the universe. Can no longer be easily found by Thanos. Then, he was taken from captivity again. Several technicians were singled out as well as several combatants. There are 10 people in total, on board one of the spaceships. Directly drive the space battleship. Flew out of the Earth. Flew into space. These people are all controlled by his psychic scepter. If there is no powerful boss to release them from control, then they will always worship Fang Bing as the main one. The order Fang Bing gave them was very simple. That is, drive this warship to explore all over the universe. Find a planet with life every time. Then send an interstellar communication to another space battleship left on the Earth. In this case, Fang Bing will be able to receive interstellar communications. Through the portal. Come straight to them. Quickly reach those planets with life in the universe. When on these planets, whether it is a special creature or a special civilized race, are those superpowers with special abilities. All can provide Fang Bing with the opportunity to extract abilities. So, the road will be widened. There is no need for Fang Bing to force himself haha. Driving around in a space battleship. Don't worry if you meet someone awesome. For example, what kind of Protoss? What cosmic desolate beast? A slap crushed the battleship. You just need to stay on the Earth temporarily with peace of mind. Just wait for the younger brothers to help me run errands in the universe. 0. Even if the little brothers encountered misfortune during the exploration, Fang Bing didn't feel bad either. Just fish. As for another space battleship, Fang Bing must have chosen to stay by his side. One is ready to use, another purpose is. He also wants to transform the space battleship left on Earth as your own car in the future. That Quinjet is really too backward in technology. No matter in terms of size, power, attack, and defense, it is much worse than this space battleship. Because Fang Bing still doesn't understand the structure and technology of this space battleship. So even its shell frame cannot be transformed into Ulu metal. But he believes it won't be long. You can successfully transform this battleship by yourself. When an indestructible Ulu metal possesses a hyperoptic engine, features various high-tech systems including stealth. There are also space battleships with ship-mounted main gun weapon systems. Enough for Fang Bing to drive, gallop the universe. And although the technology of the space battleship surpasses the Earth too much, there is also such a thing as a hyperdrive, but Fang Bing knew. Sooner or later, I will be able to learn all the technologies of this battleship. When he can use matter to transform, mass production of Uru metal space battleships, create an invincible space fleet, and what will Thanos be then? Numerous shipboard main guns fired at the same time. The Earth can be directly blasted into powder. Still afraid that you can't kill a Thanos, but let Fang Bing slightly regret it. This time Ebony Maw, the space battleship they are riding on, it can only be regarded as a small and medium-sized warship. From large battleships to giant battleships, it's still a lot worse. But vehicles can be directly upgraded from Quinjet to spaceships. Fang Bing is already very satisfied, at least the current him. Already have the confidence to leave the Earth at any time, in case the celestial cubs inside the Earth wake up early and appear. Destroy the Earth. He can also run away with his own people without haste. Completed the work on the space battleship, Fang Bing flew back to the villa again. Iron Man has been a long time coming. See Fang Bing back with Ebony Maw. Immediately rushed forward. I almost hugged Fang Bing's thigh. How about a spaceship for me? How about I trade Stark Industries for you? Fang Bing glanced at him. Are you thinking about farts? There is only one left now. This is my car. Don't even think about it. But after Fang Bing hit Iron Man, turning the subject around, he said, however, it's okay to study it for you, but you have to give me a share of any technology you research. In addition, I will arrange an assistant for you. He has a better understanding of the space battleship and should be able to help you quickly understand the science and technology used by this battleship. Fang Bing's move was also planned long ago. His current level of technological knowledge, still a few notches behind Iron Man. So, just hire Iron Man as labor. Help yourself to study the technology of this space battleship first. He just sits back and enjoys his success. Wait until your own scientific and technological level improves in the future. It's not too late to take over.